welcome to Game 2, opening festivities. And we have a little bit what we hope will be a treat for you in Game 2. Justice warming up on the mound for Game 2 is none other. You've heard his name. You know him. You're a fan of him. Mr. Jared Whirling. Jared Whirling leads the Region 10 in ERA with an infinitesimal, tiny, hard to even decipher 1.79 ERA. He has 32 strikeouts and 8 walks. And
Man.
he has just finished his warm-ups. And we're going to be looking at Clark, who I believe is new for Salk. And we'll get, we'll do a little festivities. Daniel Clark here, 0.61. We're off to the races right away. Not much of a segue. That ball is bunted foul. But Justice and I'll, we want to hear from Justice a little bit about what by any measure is an exciting year that Mr. Whirling is having. And it's nice to get a chance to see him pitch live here today. Tell us a little bit about where his success has come from the most, you think, in a very tough division.
I mean, you look at his build and you can tell he's a long, lengthy lefty. He's got a slower delivery, but when it comes in, he's got great stuff. So he's just been utilizing that plus accuracy and good defense that just...
It's all kind of come together for him.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. And, I mean, we can sort of look at his profile. That ball is slapped fair, though, down the third base line. That's an unfortunate break for Jared there. That looks like it's going to be a stand-up double for Clark, and that'll bring up Villela. Meanwhile, we'll just get you a little more information on Whirling, and it was just unfortunately that ground ball kind of had eyes there down the line.
Yeah.
But Justice was telling you a little about his build. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, from Loveland, Ohio. So, okay, here's Villela standing in with a runner on second. Salk going for a little redemption here after we won the first game 12-4. He shows bunt, fouls it back. Going for a sweep here, Justice. We came into this game in conference 7-8. So to me that means we are now even at 8-8 in the conference. Is that what we're hearing?
Yes, sir. And then this game is important because that'll either give us the lead or the fall in as far as record-wise.
Yes, and very happily we've been joined by Dean Courtney Callage. I don't know if we can get a camera here. Just as very nice for her to stop by. Did you catch the first game, Dean Callage? Oh, okay. She just got back from soccer. That ball is bunted right back to Jared and right past him. That may be an E1, Justice. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of hard. Kind of come down the mound and grab it. Could go either way.
Speaking of new arrivals, our student worker, Alice Yang, a fine student, by the way. I've had her in classes before. She reported to me in between games that we probably were up around 90 total attendance for the day as we move into the beginning of Game 2. This will bring Mathis up, and boy, Justice, it's nice to see him hitting. He's the player who got hit last game. I think that tells us all we need to know, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's good to see.
That is grounded right back to Barron. Barron to Lutz, to Garabedian, double play. And where's my little helpful diamond? 6-4-3. Reminds me, that is no RBI. You can't get an RBI on a double play, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not be ridiculous. Stevens will stand in rather than the famous Chicago Cubs trio. Tinker to Evers to Chance. There's a poem about them, the great double play combo. That is lined, and Barron with the smooth catch.
Nice.
I think that'll end things. We ended things there quite well. Well, welcome, Dean Callage, to the booth. You want to put the headset on and talk a little bit about USCL? All right. I'm going to give up the headset. Maybe, we'll be coming up to bat in a few minutes. Dean Callage can maybe tell us a little bit about things that are going to be happening exciting, maybe the Garnet giving. So I'm going to, and maybe Justice, you can carry the play-by-play while she's on headset.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Just want to make sure that this mouthpiece left side of your face. Yeah.
I was in Columbia yesterday, and then Clayton just got finished with his. afternoon, everybody. This is Courtney Catledge, Interim Dean at USC Lancaster. So for those of you who aren't able to be here today, it's a beautiful day. Perfect day for baseball. The crowd seems to be having a good time, and we're just excited to be here. So USC Lancaster has been busy. The spring semester is so busy. This week we had a big push, financial campaign to try to raise some money. We focused on athletics, so we're very excited to report that volleyball, baseball, and soccer all had some great support from our community and from our faculty and staff, and they were able to raise some money so they can continue to do great things at USC Lancaster. The semester is moving right along. We've already had spring break, and so we're over the hump. Before you know it, it'll be time for exams and time for commencement and graduation. But between then, we got a lot of baseball to watch.
And it looks like on the mound for USC Salkehatchie, we will have Rogers. And up to bat for the Lancers, leading us off will be Zach West.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And enjoy the game. I think this is going to be a good one here. All right. Thank you so much to Dean Catledge for joining us. Here comes Zach West to the plate. We have an intense beginning here, and that's taken for strike one. Justice, who's even pitching? Who knows? Looks like Rogers.
Yeah, it looks like Rogers.
Rogers is standing in. Not Kenny Rogers. What is it? Islands in the Stream? Is that right? The Gambler. The Gambler, Kenny Rogers, right? Yeah, you got to know when to hold him, that kind of stuff, right? All right, well, there's the strike one from Rogers. Get my handy-dandy game changer going on there. That was a special treat having Dean Catledge pop in, talk to you guys. Oh, we have a hit by pitch there. West will take his base. A lot of support for the student athletes, Justice, Blake. The part of administrators, I remember last fall, our volleyball team had an extraordinary season, as did both of our soccer teams, but especially the women. And, faculty, staff, administrators all turned out hard in support of those teams. And our baseball team gets similar love from the people that work here. These are our students first and foremost, and we're just out here pulling for them. This will bring up Lutz, who was part of that very smooth double play that reminded me of Tinker to Evers to Chance. That's a strike, and yet we got something out of it because West has adventured himself to second with a stolen base, and so that is very satisfying. Looks like that was West's third stolen base on the year, Justice.
It's a nice little number.
They've got West DHing right now, which means they're going to put McLaughlin at third. Does that interest you as Lutz stands in?
Yeah, it would be nice to see him out on the field. I know he's had a couple games since his return from his concussion. But
now we're talking about McLaughlin.
Yep.
Yeah, we had talked about Mathis for Salkehatchie, and we're just so thankful that young man is okay. It was good to see him getting it bat in there. That's what it's all about. And also thank you to Caitlin for, I just think, I've said this before, but I find it so remarkable given the resources at hand. I've seen it time and time again on the soccer field and the baseball field, the way our trainer is here for both teams. This is the way it's supposed to be. That is golfed into right. It will land, and West will just stroll into third, easy as can be. That was just sort of kissed into right. Nice piece. Lutz is having himself a series, Justice. What about that?
He had a home run last time at Gaston, so
he had a home run against Gaston?
Yep.
Has he shut you guys up with that nickname he doesn't like?
No, I think it's grown on him.
Here comes McLaughlin. McLaughlin batting third. I think it has grown on him. Hey, when you pack that kind of punch on both sides of the field, people can call you whatever they want, right? All right, so the big RBI machine, Finn McLaughlin, stands in with runners on first and third. And the pitch from Rogers, that is skied into left center.
Is that a tater?
Is it a tater? There's a tater. Oh, Oh, open the window, Aunt Minnie.
It's a tater.
A tater has been achieved. This is not Idaho. This is South Carolina-style taters. McLaughlin has straight up crushed one. That will be his 4th home run of the year, Justice. I mean, that was – people talk about right-handed hitters loving that left field porch, but that was a left-handed hitter going the other way.
Yeah.
And the dugout, they come out, they say words like boom. Garabedian's going to come up here. Rogers is going to have to recover from that, but what a way to start things, guys. We're now up 3-1 after surrendering that run. We're now back on top. Or, let's see here. Garabedian skies one in the left, but I believe this will be playable for Clark. No, it lands fair. Garabedian goes to second. The big first baseman. I don't know if they're going to call that a double, or what do you think, Justice?
Yeah, you got to give it a double.
We're
That's our
gonna-
guy.
We're friendly scorers up here in the booth. I don't know what Game Changer is going to call it. I'd say if Calhoun's in charge, yes, it is a double. Hey, that was a diving play by Clark. That would have been awfully harsh. Or as the lady says in Clueless, that would have been way harsh. Now we have Knuckles. Knuckles at the plate. Runner on second. Still no outs. The greedy Lancers want more. The dugout is pumped up. That ball won't miss. It tails away low and outside. Rogers perhaps a little rattled. What an outburst, Justice. We barely got our breath here. Greeting from Dean Catledge. We come in here. We're talking 1 minute. Now we're up 3-1. That is lined hard into the hole, the proverbial hole. Tom Waits has a great song called "Down in the Hole." That's going to be a single that's going to move. You ever heard of Tom Waits, Justice?
I have not. This is one I – who is this?
Tom Waits, a singer-songwriter, goes all the way back to the 70s and earlier even. Fantastic. I'm a huge fan. Here comes Wilson. Wilson now with runners at first and third. He had a great game last game. Let's see what we can get out of him here as I drop papers everywhere. Wilson was 2 for 4. 2 for 4 and scored 2 runs last time. Had to look it up. Had to. And keep this stuff out just in case.
They're going to say –
What are they saying? What's happening?
they're going to say that ball they can't use.
Oh, really?
I think he licked his finger.
Oh, the pitcher did.
Yeah.
And a little bit of old school shenanigans, huh? See, at least he didn't bring out a fingernail file. Remember those days? Back in the 80s, guys trying to file the ball, make it move a little strangely. I don't think we had that level of shenanigans. Well, here's Wilson. That ball dives in for a strike. The pickoff attempt at third will not happen. And Knuckles will take second easily with the stolen base. That will be for Brady, stolen base number 4 on the season. It occurs to me, Justice, as I look at our stat sheet, your team doesn't steal a lot. It's not part of the general strategy. I mean, Gambrel seems to be leading the way with 7 on that front. It's not a freewheeling, running, and gunning kind of offense right now.
I mean, we're scoring 14 a game, so I think playing a little passive.
Yeah, and I mean, see, this goes back to what I was saying about Moneyball, right? Like, it's so much more profitable to just move guys around with the bat, drawing walks, getting hits, than it is to be stealing all the time.
Almost, though, we have some fast guys, so I wouldn't mind seeing us get a little bit more aggressive from time to time.
I hear that. And so Wilson now with 2 RBI opportunities,
Ooh.
but that ball rings him up, ladies and gentlemen. That was a little bit of a nastiness from Rogers there. Now Barron. Barron will come to the plate, and he has a 2 RBI opportunity as well. Barron had a couple of RBIs last game, so let's see what happens here. He was part of that double play back in the first as well. Chopped foul. Calhoun almost with the barehanded play. He does stop it. Got to watch out at coaching third and first base over there, don't you?
It's dangerous.
Yeah, man. You're right in the line of the line of geometry, I'll just say. No napping. That's golf to first. They're going to try to pick somebody off, but it's not going to happen. Bad luck there. He got a hold of it, but
Right at him.
Butholetti.
Yep. Harrison.
This is the first time we've seen this gentleman today. He is catching. Tell us a little bit about Harrison, Justice.
Another guy who sometimes gets put in the outfield, but, dynamic, great bat.
He can catch. He can play outfield. What a lot of versatile athletes on this team. I love it. That is going to miss for ball one. And so, we'd love to get a few more runs here. 3 felt good, but a couple more would feel even better. I'd love to see Harrison put one on the nose here. That is chopped foul. Ooh, who's that with the
fancy? That's Coach Donatelli. That's our guy right there.
Coach Donatelli stops the ground ball with his foot. Maybe trying out for Kenny's soccer team there. I don't know. That was pretty smooth. He walks away like nothing happened.
Trying to be nonchalant.
Yeah, no, he grinned. I saw a grin there to the Salkehatchie dugout. That misses down and out away. So Bucoletti working the count a little bit here with Knuckles and Garabedian at second and third. Garabedian clapping, exhorting Harrison to make something happen here. Let's see what we can get. Ooh, a mighty Casey at the back kind of swing, but nothing but air, which will bring the count to 2-1 now. Bucoletti came out of his shoes on that one, Justice. He's got a big swing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Skied high and foul to left. Calhoun watches it go. The flight of a foul ball sometimes can raise big philosophical questions. Where did my life go? It just flew away. Here comes Bucoletti now with the count even. That ball is high. We are now at 3-2, I believe. Yeah, the scoreboard seems to be a little bit more contemporaneous with us here, Blake. I'm pretty happy about that. The good old scoreboard coming through for us. And Harrison with the full count. That is ball 4. He flips the bat. That'll load him up for guess who? Dylan Baker. Baker drew a walk and hit a 3-run tater last time. Here he is with an opportunity to do mega damage.
This would be big.
This would be big. Twould be big. Let's be poetic. Let's talk about baseball and poetry in a little bit. Twould be big. Runners on all the bases. Ducks on the pond. That ball is going to miss on the outside corner. Baker says, no, no, no. So the count is now 1-0. Rogers trying desperately to get out of this first inning, but we're trying to get more. The pitch. That ball had a little break to it, but it's going to miss up and in. 2-0. Baker making him work. On deck is West. The pitch. That is...
It's a ball.
Yeah, I know it's a ball. I just didn't know if it clipped him. It did not. The count is 3-0. That was very inside. Invasive. That was an invasive pitch. All right, 3-0. Dylan in the driver's seat now. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's right down the drain pipe. 3-1. The count. Runners everywhere. Dylan stands in. Rogers deals. Fouled back. And now, I guess you just send the runners, right? Like on every pitch. It's a full count. It's a payoff pitch. It's a mad, mad world.
It's always fun to watch.
Call it what you wish. Yeah, this is like the merry-go-round play in baseball. It's fun even for people who don't watch a lot of baseball. If you ever see this live, they're just all going to take off on the pitch. Ooh, but he put some extra mustard on that pitch, and the Lancers are going to have to settle for 3 runs thanks to the big tater from Finn McLaughlin. So we end one inning. And, guys, you might remember we were talking about food at ballparks and why stop. I don't think we had finished yet. So we had not. So we did San Francisco. We did Milwaukee. We did San Fran. We did Kansas City. Arlington, Texas. As Whirling where it warms up. Globe Life Field, where my family we went when I was a graduate student in Texas to see a 4th of July game there against the Red Sox. Arlington, Texas, celebrating the flavors of the Lone Star State. Fans watching a Rangers game at Globe Life Field can savor classic Texas favorites like brisket and ribs. No surprise there, right, guys? Tex-Mex specialties like loaded nachos are also highlighted with a focus on bold flavors and generous portions. Fans enjoy a memorable dining experience that reflects the vibrant food culture of the region. I'm not going to do it now, but next up is going to be Petco Park in San Diego. Does anybody have any guesses what you're going to see from the land of San Diego?
What have we not seen yet?
What's that, Blake? Blake says fish tacos is his guess. Let's just give another shout out to MUSC. I'm going to do the brief version. Whether you're a weekend warrior, amateur, or pro, you can trust the MUSC Health Sports Medicine team with your injury and rehabilitation needs. Your USCL Lancers and Lance the Lancer do. The MUSC Health Sports Medicine team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages and skill levels, as well as team and event consultation, athletic training, and educational programs. All right. Soto comes to the plate, and, of course, Caitlin Krayshik comes to us courtesy of MUSC. That is line down the left field line. Whirling is getting hurt a little bit on that left field line, Justice.
Yeah.
But that is going to be limited to a single this time for Soto, who continues to swing a hot bat. Nice piece of hitting by Mr. Soto. I would say his batting average is going to climb considerably after today's action. And that will bring up the dugout exhorting him to make something happen. Whirling a little bit of a rocky start, especially for him. Misses high and away. What do you think about that? He comes in with such a great record. You think like he's feeling a little frustrated with a couple of bad breaks there?
I think he's really disciplined. I don't think he's one of the guys that lets his mind and emotion get the best of him. So
swing and a miss there, and I mean, let's be honest. The two big hits were just like right out of the reach of Finn McLaughlin's glove. I mean, it's two of those. It's translated to one run so far. Now the umpire's checking that baseball, and I feel like a lot of attention is being paid to the quality of these balls.
Yeah.
I get why. If a ball is scuffed, a pitcher can do all kinds of subversive things with it. But let's not get carried away. The pickoff move to first, I think that was more of just an excuse me pickoff move. He's not really trying to get him. He's just like, I know you're there. I'm aware of you kind of a move. Soto trots back. That will miss wide to move the count to 2-1 or 2-2. I'm not sure, you guys. 2-1. Again, a sort of gentle pickoff move. That also misses high and outside. Whirling's a little off of that corner that he likes to hit, Justice.
Yeah.
Faulkner waits on deck. The delivery. Swing and a miss, and that'll fill the count. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us if you're here. And Blake has asked me to remind you not only to like and follow our Facebook page for all things USCL athletics, including your baseball information, but please subscribe. As that ball is lofted into center, Baker settles under it easy as can be. To like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because our YouTube channel, which you're watching right now, you can be updated by that. You can follow that, and that will, add to our sense of reaching out to you guys. Audience, eyeball grabbing, we love it all. Stay on our Facebook page too, please, keeping an eye on as Faulkner stands in. Verena Delgado's great content, including her pictures. We hope to have her with us at our next home game. More on that later. Home weekend, really. The delivery to Faulkner is just off the corner there, Justice.
Yeah, that was close.
He's fishes. It feels like Whirling's great strength is his ability to hit spots.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of an off-speed pitcher, right? Like he's
Yeah.
not overpowering hitters as much as he's out-thinking them.
Yep.
He's behind in the count now, though, 1-0. That ball had some wicked movement on it. He does put wicked movement on the ball, too, of course, 1-1. Those off-speed pitches have fur flying off of them, so don't forget that. I mean, they're coming in feeling mean. All right, so 1-1 now. The pickoff move. Soto is back. Whirling would clearly prefer that Soto not be on first base, Justice. He's made a lot of moves over there. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to put Mr. Whirling ahead in the count, 1-2. It's nice to give up a run, but your guys immediately give you 3, right, Justice, if you're a pitcher? And that will that ends Mr. Faulkner's at bat. Now we're going to be looking, I believe, at Bass. So this is a new appearance for today for Salkehatchie. Let me see if I can get you a little more information. James Bass, 182 batting average, 357 on base percentage. He's played in 10 games and has 11 at bats total. So here he is with a man on first and 2 down. Whirling back to first again, reminding Soto there are rules. There are rules. We are a society here. Go back. The count is still 0-0 to Mr. Bass. Ooh, nasty pitch. What's he throwing there exactly? Like, are they sliders? Are they changeups? Like, these pitches just look so wild to me.
I mean, he throws both. I think he throws I don't know if he has a curveball, but his fastball has natural movement too.
Okay. There's a lot of movement that we can see from here. And that just went right by him, pretty as you please, to move the count to 0-2. Whirling, dialing in a little bit now, thinking about what he wants to do next. Soto and Garabedian chatting a little bit. There's a shocker. Garabedian in a conversation. Here comes the pitch. And we have a stolen base, so that is swiped. After all,
he came off the bag.
Oh, he came off the bag. Justice says, and that is correct. So I don't know how to score that. Is it a steal, and then just a like what? Like he's out. We know that, and that will end the second. So it's kind of fitting that the inning would end dramatically with Soto in the middle of it, giving Whirling and Solo having they're still talking about it over there. It's like there's a lot going on there. Okay, guys, number 3. Ranked number 3 by USA Today, Petco Park in San Diego, California. At Petco Park, you can sample the ordinary and the extraordinary. If you want something beyond the traditional hot dog, opt for the Ex Olito from Barrio Dog. Now, this is a hot dog topped with cheddar cheese, tomato, jalapeno, salsa verde, aioli, red onion, and cilantro.
Wow.
Instead of popcorn, grab an elote, Mexican-style grilled corn, topped with cojita cheese, tagine, and lime crema. So no fish tacos, but a lot of border-themed fare. Next up will be Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, and I think we all know what's coming next, you guys. What does everybody guess Philadelphia fare is going to feature?
It's got to be the cheesesteaks.
It's got to be the cheesesteaks. Come on. You haven't lived unless you – well, I guess you've lived. That's a cliche that I don't like. Like, you've lived if you've lived. But you really should try a Philly cheesesteak right there on the feet on the ground in the city sometime before it's all over. What's that? The Cheese Whiz is what makes it authentic, and that might bother you. It might not, but it's just the truth. And you can ask any Philadelphian, and they'll tell you. We got a couple of Philly natives or Pennsylvania natives on this team that'll tell you, I bet. Here comes West, who was hit by a pitch last time. Happy to bat again as early as the second inning. Let's see if we can get a little more off Rogers now that Whirling is settled down. And as the crowd grows, and that pitch is taken low, and the crowd has grown, ladies and gentlemen, as I told you, right around the time that Courtney Catledge rolled in. I was speaking with our student assistant about us being up around 90 for the day. That ball is hit high and foul back beyond the dugout. They're boisterous. They're having a good time out there. I mean, it's just so pretty outside. And I believe, guys, am I right that we have some alma maters coming back today?
Yeah, we do. We have Tristan.
We have Tristan Hunt, third baseman for Coker now.
Yep.
Who else do we have? Roman Edwards.
Yep.
And Roman took a couple classes with me. And what team did he end up committing to?
I'm not sure. I wasn't here last year, so
Okay.
I'm not very familiar. But I can ask. Carter, do you know what school Roman went to? Erskine
College. It's really nice to see these fellas coming back and supporting the guys. I bet it means a lot to the guys, too. West continues to stand in with a 3-1 count. He fouls that straight back into the fence. So a little bit of a battle going on here now. We're going to have a full count. Yeah, I guarantee you when we get to Philly, it's going to be steak and cheese, and they might even mention the Cheese Whiz. But there may be a surprise lurking because you never know with these articles. This is a USA Today article, so yeah, that is grounded at foul.
off his foot.
It's a thing I always do, though, guys, on opening day. Like, I love to read the photo essays and the news articles about the food at the parks because it seems like this is where some sports writers allow themselves a little fun. None of the pennant races are tight yet. Nobody's all upset, you know. We can all just believe. But this thing about baseball every year, like, you can believe right now. It'll be a little different in a couple of months. But all right, so the count remains full. West stands in. No outs. Ooh, that is just over his head in ball 4. So hit by a pitch and draws a walk on a shave and a haircut. It'll bring Lutz to the plate. Lutz singled and scored off the towering Inferno home run by McLaughlin in the first. And here he is again. Same situation we had just an inning ago. West on first, Lutz at the plate, McLaughlin on deck. I like this formula. What do you think?
Oh, steal.
There goes West.
Oh,
Oh, he's caught in a pickle. A pickle, ladies and gentlemen. It is, will he catch him? Will he run him down? Yes. Okay, so out. Canceled. Yeah, that's tough. I just think that he just didn't get that good of a jump.
Yeah, he seemed like he stopped right before he was getting ready to engage in the slide.
Yeah, like instead of sliding, I think just something might have been off with the actual mechanics. He's like, something happens. Lutz now, with that runner canceled, what is even the count? It's 1-0, I think. That's in the dirt. 2-0. Well, it'll be that way sometimes. You can't be aggressive without sometimes paying for it. This is one of the things we talk about when we talk about the running game, and why I'm always, as you know, very ambivalent about it. More so than you are, but you're young and supposed to be more aggressive, So here's Lutz with a 2-0 count. Swings at what definitely would have been ball 3.
Yeah.
So now we're at 2-1.
Yeah, your wisdom tells you got to play it safe, calculated.
Well, just, I think the numbers have shown. Like, I think that was and here comes the pitch. I know that we're moving away from analytics again now. Like, I know that intuitively. I see it in the sport. But I think analytics proved that getting on base is more important than stealing bases. And remembering that outs are very precious. Like those things, I think, and that is sharply grounded into the hole. It's going to take a heck of a throw. It's not happening. Lutz is in there. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're a truly gifted base stealer, that is a huge gift, and it is to be appreciated and taken advantage of. Don't get me wrong. I just think that sometimes teams fall a little bit too in love with the idea of like giving away outs or risking outs.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's McLaughlin, who obviously did very well in his first at bat. The diving Lutz will not be bothered there. Rogers up to 45 pitches now, Justice. What do you think about that?
Kind of similar to the pitcher we saw last game.
Yes.
High pitch count early.
Yes.
Good job.
That's low and outside. That'll miss. And it's not like he's thrown a lot of high-stress pitches. I mean, there was the one big blast by McLaughlin, but it's not like we've been I don't know. It feels like a lot of balls, right? A lot of long counts. That's drilled between first and second for a single. I believe Lutz will go on his merry way to third and slide in. So a two-base single for McLaughlin will now set the table for Garabedian. With McLaughlin on first and Lutz on third. Let's see if Luke can deliver a blow here, Justice.
Or he might just get hit by a pitch.
Oh, dear.
You never know.
Oh, dear. You never know with this young man, but we know we like having him in the middle of the lineup. Sharply grounded foul. Garabedian drew 2 walks last game and also had an RBI because one of those walks was with the bases loaded. He just gets on base a ton. So the knack for it. Dadgum near at 500, in fact. And that ball's going to miss low. That'll even the count. Rogers thinking about it. That is slowly grounded to third. It's bobbled. I believe we have an E5 that also scores a run, but they might score it a single. I'm going to wait. We do know that Knuckles will be up with runners on first and second. I just don't know if they're going to give him an RBI for that or not, Justice. I mean, we do know that Lutz has scored. If it was up to you, what?
He's getting that RBI.
Okay. No, they called it an error, so E5 there. Brady now comes up, who he singled last time, and now he's got a chance to do more damage. Runners on first and second. The score is now 4-1. That pitch is low and away. So now we're threatening. Now we're rolling a little bit. How are we feeling? Is this going to be a big inning, Justice?
I hope so.
The only out we've got was the runner caught in the middle there. That ball's down the drain pipe for strike one. That'll even the count. Maybe the best pitch I've seen Rogers throw all day. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Bottom of the second. Strike 2. Rogers bears down a little bit here. Knuckles now behind in the count. Let's see how he responds. We haven't been behind much today. Right back up the middle for a base hit. Let's see what McLaughlin does. He will stop. So, a single for Knuckles, his second of the day. That will load them up. Ducks on the pond for Wilson. Another big opportunity here, Justice.
Mr. Cody B.
Cody Wilson doubled and singled in the last game. He did strike out in his first at-bat of this game, so a chance to maybe get Rogers back here is in order. He's getting some – that's tight and inside. He's getting some encouragement. Some of the way you guys say each other's names is funny. Like, I think one of the things y'all do is say the name but pronounce it very strangely. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I'll hear that. It's hard to – I can't mimic it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a curveball on the outside corner for strike one. But, yeah, when they're chanting each other's names, they'll change the pronunciation, the inflection. It's 1-1 right now. They're very lively dugout, though, very supportive of each other. Wilson with ducks on the pond, swinging and a miss, okay, and only 1 out. Now we're behind in the count here as Rogers closes in on pitch number 57 in the second inning. The count is 1-2, so maybe shorten your swing here a little bit, Cody. Oh, hit by pitch. That is an RBI, Justice. And that will score Mr. McLaughlin. And the bases remain loaded for Mr. Barron. Barron lined out to first last time on a rope. One out. Bases loaded. Barron at the plate. That catches the outside corner for strike one. Barron does not strike out a lot, Justice. Caden Barron, last game, well, we'll say in a moment. That ball is low and outside. Here comes Garabedian. It's going to happen. It is happening. He's safe. So wild pitch and everybody advances is what we're talking about here. Garabedian makes that the 6th run, as I do lots of erasing. So now Barron with runners on second and third, and Caden the last game had a sacrifice fly and a single, so he ended up with a couple of RBIs. And now here he is with a chance for more damage, Justice. Runners on second and third, you know he'd love to deliver here.
Looks like the infield's going to come up, too.
Yeah, the infield has crept in, tired of giving up runs. They're tired of it. And I would be, too. It is now 6-1 in favor of your beloved Lancers. What will Barron do? Oh, everybody better watch out. It's 3-1. Are the wheels coming off Rogers a little bit here, Justice? Like, what's going on here with this pitcher? Okay, the 3-1 pitch. Still only one down. Barron's locked in. And that is slapped. Foul, but it's going to be out of play. I'm noticing, we've got some people posted up with lawn chairs down the right field line there, don't we, Blake? See right along the foul pole there? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just, yeah. That is going to miss high and outside and load those bases again, this time for Bucaletti. Harrison drew a walk last time.
Looks like it'll be a mound visit. You might not get a chance to face him.
Are we going to see a change, or are we just talking here? Like it.
Yep, change.
It does indeed appear to be the hook, which means that our student athletes are about to have some fun with music. What do we go with here?
Timber by Pitbull.
Timber by Pitbull. This new pitcher is coming in. We'll tell you all about him when we can learn about him. But while he gets his warm-up pitches, let's talk about that stadium at Philadelphia. Why not, boys? Number 2, Citizens Bank Park, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. With an emphasis on iconic Philadelphia flavors and local culinary traditions, Citizens Bank Park showcases the city's most beloved dishes. Phillies fans can enjoy classic favorites such as cheesesteaks and soft pretzels, because as you guys know, Philly is famous for those street soft pretzels, as well as gourmet burgers, specialty sausages, loaded fries, and local craft beers. Local favorites including Chickies and Pete's crab fries. There you go again with crab. What about that? Crab meat with your fries. Can you swing with that, Blake? Blake's not a crab guy. What about you? Crabs in your fries.
I don't know if you compare that together. I just don't know.
Mako and Mako boardwalk-style pizza, and then Federal donuts and chicken. There's a combo. What is a boardwalk-style pizza? Well, now I'm just going to have to Google that. Some of you out there in listening land might already know what it is. Looks like our runners are getting ready to go back on the field. New Jersey's boardwalk pizza, anyway, means thin crust pies served with sweet sauce and liberal amounts of mozzarella and sometimes cheddar cheese. I don't know if that really helped me out a lot there. I'll learn more about this as, in the fullness of time. We'll save number 1 for next inning. And does anybody have a guess? What's one we haven't heard from yet that you guys might think would be the number 1 food ballpark according to...
Is it Dodger Stadium? Or
okay, so are you going to guess Dodgers?
I think that's what. Yeah.
What about you, Blake? Okay, no guess from Blake. Bucaletti's going to still come up with the bases loaded. No amount of delay could stop that. And it looks like the pitcher is going to be Denton. Interesting. Denton pinch ran in the last game, and now he's pitching, so he can do a little bit of everything, right? So here's Bucaletti facing off with him. Ooh, the Submariner misses high and inside. We'll just put it that way. 1-0. The score is 6-1. The tension is high. We're trying to just have a levee break kind of moment here. Get all kind of runs. That is fouled straight back. He was on it.
Yeah.
He was on it. Straight back. Count as 1-1. Ducks remain on the pond. Big moment here. That pitch is going to drift way outside for ball number 2. Hey, make him throw strikes, right?
Yeah.
And that is exactly what Bucaletti seems to be doing here. Very patient approach to this at-bat. That he liked and took a swipe at it, but it's going to drift down the foul pole. He actually hit that one a long way, guys. It was foul all the way. It's going to even the count, I believe, at 2-2 now. The pitch. That is chopped to first. First baseman comes home with it. That will get the force. Ooh, they get the double play. Nicely turned, a 1-2-1, right? Or, I mean, a 3-2-3.
Yeah.
3-2-3. And that'll end the Lancer threat. But not before we get more runs, my friends. 3 more, in fact. We got a pair of 3s after 2 on our end of the frame. And the score, USC Salkehatchie 1. Your beloved Lancers 6 here at lovely Doomsday Corner. All right, guys, let's close the thread on USA Today's giving a lot of love to the mainstream media here. I feel like USA Today owes me some coupons or something, you know. Mets fans at Citi Field, Queens, New York, can indulge in an array of juicy burgers from Shake Shack, a beloved New York City institution. Fans can also choose from a variety of stadium food options that represent the city's culinary identity, from classic New York-style hot dogs and soft pretzels to, and this sounds pretty good, pastrami sandwiches and cheesesteaks. So, at least from the point of view of USA Today, we've clocked in Citi Field at number 1 as Jared Whirling warms up. Guys, I find myself thinking more and more about the pizza question, and, you know, we need to look up the schedule here. Blake predicts you'll see us again in 2 weeks. I believe that's right. I believe y'all on the road next weekend. Then you return home. I'm even going to predict further that I believe it's Sumter, but we'll double-check all this. But if you had 2 weeks, would you try the ham and pineapples on pizza so that you could report back to us how you felt about it? Like maybe at a buffet. What about that?
I don't know.
I should have asked Dean Callage to put it on her dime while she was here, but still, it's a challenge worth meditating upon, my friend.
I've had Hawaiian pizza before. It's just.
Oh, you have? I
yeah.
thought you were saying you never had. Okay.
No, I just don't. I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as most people like hype it up to be, but it's not that good to me.
It's not that good to him, he says. Well, and we will leave it at that. Where I am looking at the schedule now, I am so curious. It looks like maybe it's going to be Palioc, or I don't know.
Next homestand is April 12th and 13th.
Oh, this is Bass.
This is Bass. Okay, thank you. Yes.
You said April 13th?
April 12th and 13th.
Oh, right, because we erased their runner. That is lined right at Lutz for the first out. Yeah, Blake has informed us already. Because the weekend of April 5th, we return the favor. We play Flodar again. Remember, Flodar came here as Palioc comes up. We'll have a 3-day dance with Flodar at their park. Again, Flodar, let's see this pitch here, comes in. That's inside as Palyok should bunt. Flodar ranked number 15th in the country, so that's going to be a challenge for you guys and adds to the importance of getting this win right here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
As we move into that. And then, as Blake said, the big homestand at the weekend of April 12th and 13th, as the pitch comes in, that's going to be high and outside against Sumter, the USC Sumter Fire Ants, also member of the Palmetto College quadrangle, I guess we'll call it. And for that, we hope to have a full house. Hopefully we'll have Verinia here as well as Blake and Justice and myself. We hope to give you all 3 games. We're looking at it. So in 2 weeks. But I guess, Justice has already tried pineapple pizza. So, what are we going to do? I'm not going to make him eat it again if he doesn't like it. Whirling with a nasty pitch there. My goodness. What was
nice.
that?
I might have to try liver. I've heard it's terrible, but some people
Wait,
like it.
we've switched to liver now? You're going to eat liver?
That's one thing I wanted to try because some people hate it, some people love it.
Like the liver, the classic, and that's very high and outside. The classic liver and onions dish is what you're talking about, that kind of thing?
Yeah, what's your take on liver?
I am not a fan myself, but I can eat it like in a pinch. What about you, Blake?
Never had it before.
Any interest in it?
No interest.
Here comes the pitch. Grounded sharply. Barron with the long play. Garabedian with the stretch, but it's just not in the cards. Palyok with the infield hit. Nice try, though. I do know, though, a little bit of trivia that I just happen to know because I often teach Jaws in English 101.
Interesting.
So I do a lot of reading about sharks. The killer whales, they're predators against great white sharks. They're like the true predator of the great white shark is killer whale. And the reason they attack the great white shark is they go right for the liver. If they go for the liver, they take the liver out and the shark dies.
See, that's one of the most fascinating animals on the planet to me.
What's that, the killer whale?
Yeah.
Oh, they're amazing. I mean, some of the shots, and every time I teach Jaws, Clark stands in now with a Palyok on first and one out. What we'll do is we'll look at like Shark Week, for example. Shark Week from like that June and July. I can't remember what TV network it is. I guess National Geographic or Nature Channel or something. But the video of great white sharks breaching, that is, they'll troll the top of the water with meat and cause the sharks in the places where they're, plentiful to jump, and they'll come all the way out of the water, and these breaches are so dramatic and beautiful. I mean, they're really like the killer whale, some of the most amazing creatures on the face of the earth. Clark now with a 2-1 count, by the way. Palyok on first. That is skied. McLaughlin gives chase, but no dice there. But you're right, the killer whale is a wonder to behold. They're fast, they're big, they mean business.
Have you ever seen videos of people maybe like kayaking and they'll swim along the boat or something? People
Yes, and that takes some bravery. People be diving with these sharks. I'm like, what is happening? Count us 2-2 to Mr. Clark. Whirling didn't like the lead there. He went to first.
Sharks get a bad rep though. Not as dangerous as people think.
Well, shark attacks are pretty rare.
Yeah.
And a little more interesting facts. Let's see what happens here with Whirling about Jaws. Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. Whirling with the pitch. Ooh, nice. Just got him with the nastiness there. Peter Benchley, who wrote Jaws, and then, when Spielberg directed the movie, they all made a bunch of money. It was a huge movie, right?
Yeah.
That'll bring up Villela. Benchley ended up becoming something of an advocate for animals' rights and especially shark preservation for the rest of his life. I think he felt somewhat guilty about some of the hunting of sharks that took place in the wake of his novel. And seriously, he spent a lot of his life, including, I believe he did some diving, but he certainly raised money and spread awareness about endangered species of sharks, making your point in broad fashion that these animals did not deserve to be hated and hunted down. And so it's interesting that you bring that up. Now, what has caused you to think this way? Like, what have you learned about sharks?
We love dogs, but there's more dog incidents than sharks per year, so.
That is a wild comparison as that ball misses outside. And, of course, we've domesticated them.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty hard to domesticate a shark.
One day, maybe.
I don't know about that. I guess you could say at some of these aquariums, these giant aquariums where they put sharks in the tank for people to look at, I guess. I don't know how we feel about that. That is golfed way high. Garabedian is going to run out of real estate, ladies and gentlemen. So
That's probably why they attack people. They're mad about the aquariums. They want to be free.
Well, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people often say, I mean, when a shark attack, what really has happened is you've been attacked in their home.
Yeah.
2 and 1. Jellyfish, too. That's awful when somebody steps on a jellyfish. That's bad news, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw Finding Nemo. They're dangerous animals. That's a strike, 2 and 2. I myself do not love the ocean anyway.
It's terrifying.
I would much rather, I don't know, I guess I prefer swimming pools. The count is 2 and 2 to Mr. Villela. Whirling, trying to get out of this inning without any damage. That is hit pretty hard, but right at Wilson, I believe. That ends the whole tamale as far as Salk is concerned. At the end of 2.5, USC Salkehatchie won. Your friendly USC Lancers 6. Coming up when the Lancers end, Justice, is going to be, because we batted almost all the way around. So we're going to have Baker, West, and Lutz coming up in the next at bat here. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to mute things for a little bit. We'll come back with Dylan Baker here in a moment. We'll be back shortly. Headset on when Dylan comes up, and just keep track so that I'll know what happened. I'll probably be watching from the road anyway.
Okay, sounds good.
But yeah, feel free to just start narrating.
And now to play for the Lancers is a Dylan Baker. He'll put a swing on that ball, and it'll be out to left. Ooh, and just shallow. Caught by the left fielder for the first out of the inning. Now to bat for the Lancers is Zach West with 1 out. And that'll be called ball, a little high in the zone for Zach West. That'll cross over the middle plate for strike 1. Look like a curveball. And that'll be ball 2, called a little inside. Zach will foul that ball back now to a 2-2 count. And on the mound for Salkehatchie is Logan Stevens, number 32. Zach will put a swing on that ball, and it'll carry out to left field. Pretty shallow, and that'll be caught for out number 2 of the inning. Now to bat for the Lancers is Isaiah Lutz. There'll be 2 outs with no runners on. That'll catch the inside part of the plate for strike number 1. And Lutz has singled his previous 2 at-bats. And that one won't catch the inside part of the plate. That'll bring the count to 1-1. That'll be way out for ball number 2. And that'll be outside, now making the count 3-1. And that'll be ball 4. Isaiah Lutz will get a walk now.
Nicely done by Isaiah. You know, in that at bat by West, the one where he flied out, I happened to Justice to be standing on the side of the road, and one of the cars got dinged big time.
Ooh.
I don't know why people park along that road. You know, there's that
Yeah.
Greenway parking lot you can use for these events. But, you know, yeah, like just as a warning to my friends and all of you out there, don't park parallel to the field, especially when the dangerous Zach West is at the plate. That's going to be a stolen base for Isaiah, as he will. Did he slide head first?
Yeah, it looked like
How do you feel about the head first slide, Justice? I've got some feelings about that too. Why don't you start?
He's got the sliding mitt to protect his hand, so it's actually not
Yeah.
a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a newer trend to start protecting those hands because, you know, I've seen so many players break a finger doing that
Yep.
and hurt wrists. And I just wonder about the physics as that pitch catches the outside corner. I wonder about the physics of the head first slide. Like, if you really are gaining time that way, I sometimes feel like it's still faster to go in feet first. Here's McLaughlin now. Standing in with a runner in scoring position. That's going to miss badly. But you like the head first slide, you're saying?
Yeah, but I almost agree with you that feet first is quicker.
It just always seems that way to me when I'm watching. But I am not a speedster, so you know, like I'm hardly an authority. But it just looks like you lose speed when you move into the head first motion. That also misses outside. McLaughlin working the count a little bit in this bottom of the third. There are 2 outs. Thank you all for joining us so much on our YouTube channel, which we hope to which you're subscribing and liking, and also following us on USCL Athletics as we continue to try to bring you all kind of information about our school and our student athletes on those channels and pages. That also misses outside to move the count. That's a walk, actually. Never mind. Garabedian will now come up with the runners on first and second. It's kind of my favorite weather for baseball. You know, the sky's not so clear that we're being, you know, hit hard with sunshine. This is like barely overcast and a little bit of wind, you know, and this is my favorite. So here's Garabedian now with 2 outs, runners on first and second. Lutz represents the runner in scoring position. But of course, when Luke is up, if you're even on first, you're in scoring position, right, Justice?
Yeah, that's our guy.
They're having a conference on the mound, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why we're taking a moment here. This is kind of a big moment for Salk. They really can't afford to give up something big here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Garabedian will now take his position in the box. Denton is up to 21 pitches himself. Lancers lead 6-1, trying to get more here. Bottom frame of the third. Here comes the pitch. That is going to miss outside, and Garabedian now with a 1-0 count. That misses 2-0. Great eye. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Garabedian has doubled and reached on an error in this game. He's also scored a run. That is a smooth little pitch there that loops in for a strike and moves us to 2-1. Pretty as you please. That was just a nice little curveball there. There's no doubt. And the pitch. Denton working slowly. Drilled right at the first baseman, though, and that should end things. Faulkner takes it. Okay. So at the end of 3, USC Salkehatchie 1, USC Lancaster 6. Okay. Speaking of, we were talking a little bit before about the road trip to Florence Darlington. Is that on y'all's mind a little bit? Do you hear guys talking about that, wanting another shot at Flodar after the way that was a very exciting extra inning win we had. Also lost 2 games. We know they're ranked nationally. Do you think there might be a little bit of excitement there?
Yeah, definitely. The last time we won that game, it was electric. We rushed the field. It felt amazing. And so we know they're going to be looking out after us and kind of wanting revenge for that. So we'll be ready.
Yeah, you guys, the truth is this team has had its ups and its downs as we sit here at 8-8 on the, within region. But we have fought hard against 2 nationally ranked teams in Florence, Darlington, and Gaston. That says all you need to know about the talent level. I feel like some games have been let get away, that could have been there for us. As well. But we're still in the hunt. We're definitely middle of the pack in the region. It feels like right now what's got to be on everybody's mind is to sharpen things, be ready for that playoff so that we can move forward there, right?
Exactly.
We're probably not going to win the regular season title at this point, although there's still some time left. But we certainly are in position to make ourselves loudly heard in the playoffs.
Yeah. For sure.
And this will bring, I believe, Mathis to the plate. And was that called outside?
Yeah.
Thought so. 1-0. Brock Mathis standing in. Put that one on a little bit of a rope, but it is played by Wilson. Nice play out there in left, huh?
Yeah. Thought that was a double for sure.
Wilson's got some wheels out there.
Can do it all.
He can do it all. He can catch. He can run things down in the outfield. He's a man for all seasons. Here is Stevens now standing in. Stevens lined out to second last time. This is looped over the second baseman's head, though, and into the gap. Run down by Baker to maintain things at a single. So nice piece of hitting there by Stevens. So now Soto, who singled and caused a lot of problems on the base paths, now stands in, rolling along pretty well. This is going to be, here we are in the 4th inning. He's going to be giving his 43rd pitch. It'd be nice to see him get out of this fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does with Mr. Soto, who has had a really big day for Salkehatchie. And fair ball. Once again, grounded down the first base line. Wilson gives chase. It looks like they're going to bring Stevens all the way around the horn. And it is a throw to the plate. Is not going to happen. A standing double for Soto and an RBI. Soto continues to bedevil the Lancers with that bat. And so now, with one down, Rape will come up, and Soto will stand in at second. So, wow. I don't know if I've ever seen a single pitcher get hurt down that one line, Justice. Like, I mean, those balls just screamers right down the third base line.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You know, McLaughlin, not much you can do. I mean, you know, like, you can't just hug the line. Like, you know, it's just good hitting, really, in all three cases. That's fouled off the catcher's mask. Bucaletti says just another day. Says I eat those for breakfast. Just fouls off my mask. The pitch. Another one right down the third base line. This one, though, I believe McLaughlin might be charged with an error on. I'm not sure how they're going to rule that, Justice. What do you think?
I couldn't quite see it from my point of view.
I mean, it ate him up. It was hit awfully hard. I mean, I could almost see you just ruling that a hit just based on the velocity with which he tattooed that. Either way, Steven or Soto will score. Yeah, they're calling it an error.
Okay.
And that's going to bring up Faulkner with a runner on second. Okay. So now it's 6-3. Salk making a little noise here, whirling perhaps in a little bit of trouble, uncharacteristically. That pitch is low and inside, and Rape will take third. Salk making some noise now. Whirling's going to need to regroup a little bit here, Justice.
Yeah.
The Salk bench, I mean, they're on a 21-game losing streak. You know they're hungry to get a win here.
Yeah.
Let's see if Whirling can handle this business. It's skied very high into right. Looks like Knuckles is going to be there, but are we going to have a tag situation? Yes, we are. So, nice piece of hitting by Faulkner there. Gets a nice round of applause from what, by all accounts, is a healthy contingent of fans from Salk. That'll move things to 6-4. But now the bases are empty and 2 outs for Bass. And things have tightened, ladies and gentlemen. In the top of the fourth, USC Salkehatchie 4, your USC Lancers 6. Slapped down the line, but barely foul. They are just fishing for those.
Yeah.
Side to side, moving the ball around, slap hitting, I believe is the expression. Bedeviling our pitcher and our defense and ourselves. But Bass, nevertheless, is behind in the count.
Ooh.
And he did not go according to the first base umpire, so some of the boys in the booth didn't like it. I heard some complaints over there. The count is now 1-1 nonetheless. That also misses down and in. 2-1 the count to Bass. Bass lined out to short last time. That's a looped foul. I hope that doesn't clip a car.
Those cars are playing a dangerous
Those cars, they're playing a dangerous game. Yes. I saw it with my own eyes.
It's a nice truck, too.
Yeah, no, people be parking nice cars over there, flirting with destiny. That is grounded sharply. It looks like Barron's got it. The nice throw would get him. And Garabedian with the nice stretch, actually, if we're going to talk about it. And so that'll end things, but not before Salk, based on some good hitting and then, an error that could have been ruled a hit. It was a tough play on McLaughlin there.
Yeah.
But now it's 6-4, and we will move ourselves into the bottom of the fourth and see if we can't get some of these runs back. You know, Justice was asking me about my course offerings, and I thought I'd bring this up. USCL, for those of you that are listening, if you have family members or if you yourself are considering taking classes in the summer, we offer a wide range of classes in the summer across disciplines. I myself offer English classes, but we have colleagues, art, sociology, psychology, chemistry, forensics, you name it. Availabilities all summer long for courses, online courses as well. I think, we always offer online courses at USCL, but in the summer it seems to be like even more predominant. I don't know, Justice, it feels kind of difficult to get students to drive over to campus for some of those like everyday face-to-face summer classes, a little bit of a grind.
Yeah.
But the online classes are a grind too, but I guess it's just different when you're not having to spend gas money. I don't know. But here we're going to lead off. But anyway, check us out in the summer. Feel free to stop by our admissions office. Let us know if you're interested in taking some courses here at USCL with some of our very talented faculty and staff. We'll get you set up. It looks like it's going to be Brady Knuckles leading off. Knuckles has 2 hits on the day, so he's having himself a game. And here we go, bottom of the fourth. Let's get some runs here, Justice.
Yeah, that would be nice. Kind of extend that lead that we once had.
Yeah, give Whirling, Whirling's been there for us all season. It feels like he needs a little bit of a pickup this time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So let's see if we can do it for him here. Well, it'll start with Brady. And that is high as Brady showed bunt there. Surprised? Do you think he's just trying to make the infielders think, or do you think he's serious about bunting here?
He could be just trying to drag him in, so it's harder to get that fielder ball.
It didn't seem to affect the infielders. Oh, well, the third baseman's creeping in a little bit. That catches the outside corner, 1-1. I mean, if it caught it, it barely caught it. That was a good pitch, I guess. A little submarine delivery we've been talking about here from Denton. And the 1-1 forthcoming. That misses high and outside. It's a 2-1. Like I said, Brady is 2 for 2, trying to just keep pumping up that average, that on-base percentage. Good opportunity to do it here. Ahead in the count. Ahead in the game. That is fouled back, though, harmlessly out of play to even the count at 2-2. A lot of children out in the crowd today, Justice, and I love it. They're making noise, they're running around, throwing footballs, having fun. I love that at a baseball game. Baseball's a kid's game. There should be kids around,
Yeah, it's nice to see kids outside, too.
Yes. Oh, and that'll be strike 3 on Brady Knuckles. That'll bring Wilson to the plate, who struck out and then was hit by pitch with bases loaded his last time up. But it is a very family-friendly environment. We encourage you guys in a couple of weeks when we have our Sumter series, not only to come out, but bring your children with you. Wilson skies that a mile in the air. Left fielder drifts under it, though, and Clark will have it for the very high, loud second out. So here's Denton settling down on us a little bit, Justice.
Yeah.
Here comes Barron, who is lined to first and walked. See if Caden can get us going here. That's not going to do it. Up and outside for ball 1. And that's out of play. Fouled high and out of play. That'll even the count at 1-1 as Barron trying to get something going for us here. Bottom 4. Now, I believe we have a 9-inning game here unless there's a mercy rule, right, for the second game. So we're about midway through at this point, ladies and gentlemen, of game 2. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 2. Barron unhappy with himself there, maybe feeling like he swung at ball 2. He shortens his grip a little bit. And that is outside, so now we're looking at 2-1. Sharply grounded down the third base line, but foul. Unlike the Salk innings, it seems like, in this game. That is high and outside. That will load the count up at 3-2. We do have Bucaletti on deck. If Caden can get something rolling here, that would be awfully nice. That will be ball 4. All right, so with a runner on, here was Bucaletti, who walked and grounded into a double play. He throws over to first. That's not going to happen. It really seems to be just closing the door on. And that, did it hit him?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Hit by pitch there for Bucaletti. That will bring Dylan Baker up with runners on first. Closing the door on the pizza discussion, guys. The best description I've been able to find for what makes a boardwalk pizza is the extremely thin crust, and perhaps the sauce is a little sweeter. And it's important, evidently, that you get a mix of Mott's and cheddar. So a lot of people, evidently, guys, and, you know, I remember from grad school, sometimes I practically lived on these because money would be scarce, the Totino's pizzas.
Yeah.
Remember back when that was dinner? Yeah, you know, you just throw that in the
Those are
oven.
so good.
They are so good. Yeah, you guys, is Totino's still a thing you do when you're a student?
I haven't eaten one in a long time. I just go to Little Caesars now. You know.
Okay.
They're rectangular now.
Yes, I mean, the Totino's, you know, the thin crust, and that is going to miss inside, too. I remember, though, like, just in grad school, we had a graduate student cookbook at Texas A&M for the English department,
That's smart.
where people were, like, sharing their recipes. And there were a lot of fantastic cooks among the men and women that I went to grad school with. So it was a really, you know, people would be sharing just all kinds of great recipes for desserts. And so I mean, I didn't know what else to do. So I just, you know, I mean, I'm a little bit better of a cook now than I was then. Still not that great. But I just went ahead and submitted, you know, the Totino's pizza. I was like, set oven at, put pizza in, take out when. And I don't think they published it. I don't think they were that amused by that. But that was as another wasp flirts with us, but we chase it away. All right, Baker with a chance to make something happen here, make some water hot. We've got a runner on second. We've got a runner on first, represented by Barron and Bucaletti. Denton now moves into his 42nd pitch, bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss. That'll be 2-1. So, yeah, and for those, you know, it felt like the pepperoni was just like the little chunk.
Yeah, were they like
Diced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
diced.
diced. Like they wouldn't even give you a circle,
Yeah.
you know. It didn't matter. It was so good. And, yes, I remember the sauce being somewhat on the sweet side now that I think about it, like a little extra sugary. Looks like Villela is really coming off. Well, it doesn't matter. That ball's drilled to center, I believe. I don't know. Who knows? That's going to land. It's over everybody's head. Barron's going to score. Bucoletti's digging. Bucoletti's digging hard. The play is going to come to the plate. He's safe. Yay! That is going to be a 2-run double for Mr. Dylan Baker, who is having himself. See, I told you I'd bring it back to whaling. A whale. A whale of a game, Justice. See, I told you I'd bring it back. There she blows. And here comes Mr. West now. Baker's going to go home happy today, I do believe.
Yeah.
We now lead 8-4. We're trying to get a little more here, though.
Mound visit.
And we do have a mound visit. Boy, we needed that, Justice. What do you think about that? Like, Whirling, not used to struggling. Gives up 4 runs. Not all of them earned, but still it's a struggle. Offense comes back in, gives him a little bit more. How do you think he's responding over there in the dugout while he rests?
Just gives him a little bit more confidence and just go back out there and keep doing what he's doing. I mean, the hits that they've gotten, the runs, like you said, just that third base line, just a little unfortunate, but.
All right, guys, while we have the mound visit, I mean, I'm just in a trivia kind of mood today. This is according to MLB.com. The 26 best nicknames for a home run ranked, because we've been talking about this a lot. So, okay, number 26, a poke.
A poke.
Have you ever heard that one?
No, I have not.
A poke. It's fun to say, and everyone likes using poetic understatement. What about a goner?
A goner?
That ball is a goner.
Yeah, I've heard
A
that.
goodbye ball, so says ESPN. Do we have a new pitcher?
Yep.
All right, let's figure out what number he is, and I'll tell you about him. It's hard to tell. 23?
23, okay.
Number 23, thank you. That is going to be Jay Rodriguez. Jay Rodriguez comes in with a 0.00 ERA, so that's a little bit unfriendly. 2 appearances only, though.
Okay.
3 walks, no strikeouts. So that's kind of odd, like that combination of info. Rodriguez warms up here. All right, so that was number 25. What about number 24? The 4-bagger. This one is a solid construction, says ESPN, but a bit too literal. It makes a home run sound like just another base hit. So it sounds like they don't like that one. Number 23, shot.
Okay, yep, that one's a shot. Yeah.
You usually only hear this one combined with some sort of modifier, a 2-run shot. Like you just said, that one's a shot to left field. If a word can't stand on its own, it gets downgraded, so says ESPN.
Okay.
As an English teacher, I kind of like this list. Yeah, this is making me happy. We'll stop there for now. More forthcoming. Let's turn our attention right now, though, back to the business of Mr. West, who has business to do. Baker on second. 2 outs in the inning. Bottom of the 4th. Lancers lead 8-4. Looking for more. West has been hit by a pitch and fly to left. He takes a looping strike there from Rodriguez. First pitch of the day for strike 1. And Rodriguez looks back. Ooh, another pretty pitch. Looped it in. He's throwing some breaking stuff. Relatively nasty at that, I must say. Now West finds himself behind in the count, 0-2. And Villela drifting way in. That ball is popped up high in the air. I believe it's out of play. Yes, indeed. Yeah, they are doing everything they can to hold Baker at second. And I don't blame them. They really don't want to give up this 9th run.
Yeah.
So the infield, especially Villela, is playing a little bit of dance. But if you were to use an ESPN word, poke the ball the other way into the right side, you could make him pay for that. Let's see what West does. Ooh, that was a nasty pitch there, but it missed. Good eye for West. Looks like it's going to be 1-2 now. And the pitch. A mile in the air, and it looks like infielders have it. Indeed, Rodriguez has it. Pop to pitcher. Okay. Well, we picked up a couple there. How you feeling, Justice? Up 8-4. Do you feel pretty good about us as Whirling's going to come back out?
Yeah, we scored 3 out of the 4 innings, so I think our offense is there. Pitching, Jared, just a couple unfortunate little down the line hits. So yeah.
It goes with, well, it's been going without saying, but let's just say it. This offense has been good this year.
Yeah.
Our offense has been money. We just need to establish ourselves a little bit more as far as getting off the field on defense, man. I think that's just a thing that Calhoun, I'm sure, is looking at. It's like, how can I get my guys off the field faster to take advantage of all these runs? You score 8 runs, you're supposed to, you're supposed to win in a walk. I mean, it's not supposed to be a, tight, nervous situation. I'm not saying we're nervous. I'm just saying 8-4, is still like it's a little closer than you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Number 22 went long. What about that one?
Went long?
Went long.
Huh.
Number 21, I think everybody that's ever talked about baseball has used blast.
Yeah.
This one is also really fun to say, so says ESPN, and it adds some fun rocketry connotations to the mix. It looks like we're going to be going back to Palyak. And then finally, before we get back to the game, went deep.
Went deep. It's kind of basic.
It is basic. ESPN says it's a better version of went long, and that's probably true. Here's Palyak. Luke Palyak, he has singled today in his one at bat. And Whirling's going to miss outside there. So far, ESPN has not impressed us too much, is what I'm feeling like up here. We are much more fun with our home run slang. That is sharply grounded up the middle for a base hit. Just a ground ball with eyes, a worm killer, as it were. And so Salkehatchie has a leadoff hit. That's not what you want, Justice.
Yeah, no.
So now Mr. Clark will come to the plate with Palyak on. Let's see how Whirling responds to this. He's closing in on his 56th pitch of the afternoon. Lancers lead 8-4, top of the 5th. And the pitch, no, it's a pickoff attempt, and it's not going to work this time. Whirling looking in. He's thinking about that runner. But he's coming in. The show's bunt there. And I believe he put it in the right spot, unfortunately for us. That's going to be a single. That ball just had eyes. An infield single, but a single nonetheless. So, Salk threatening a little bit. Villela comes up now with Palyak and Clark on the bases. Here's where you just got to make a stand on defense,
Yeah.
We need some stops here. So let's see what happens. Whirling checking his wristband probably. And the pitch. That is golfed into center field. It is going to land just beyond the infield dirt. Everyone stops, and so Whirling having a little bit of a rough time of it now, friends and neighbors. Mathis comes up with ducks on the pond and no outs. What are you going to do with the infield here? Are you looking for a double play, or are you going to creep him in a little bit? What do you think Coach Calhoun's going to do? Well, he's going to send the guy out.
Yeah, I think you bring your corners up like we have.
What's happening here? Is this a pitching change or a talk, do you think?
Probably a talk. I don't think they'll pull him this
Tell us a
time.
little bit about this coach. I don't know if we've mentioned his name yet.
Yeah, this is Coach Schreiner, Andrew Schreiner. He works with all our pitchers daily and kind of runs like their development and everything they do. So he's very crucial for this program.
Andrew Schreiner, you say?
Yep.
Yeah. And works with Justice himself because he's a pitcher. Comes out with some words of encouragement for Whirling, who really has cruised during much of the year. Salk bedeviling him a little bit. And, it seems to me like the way they're doing it is with slap hits making contact. They're not a team, Salk, and their record shows it. I mean, they're not a power hitting team.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're swinging to contact and, you're not coming out of your shoes, you're not trying to drive the ball out of the park on every swing, sometimes you can really harass a pitcher just with like little squibs here. I mean, you saw that the base hit bunt that just like was accidentally put in the perfect spot, Whirling's just going to have to dig down a little deeper here. He's going to have to, as Chris Cornell would say, he's going to have to reach down and pick the crowd up. Here we have Mathis, though. No, whatever the case, bases loaded, ducks on the pond, whatever you want to call it, bases full of Salk. And here's Mathis. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one, and that is what you like to see there. That was a pretty pitch. Mathis takes a breath, comes back into the box. The pitch. That is in the dirt. Nice stop by Bucaletti there to even the count at 1-1. Palyak on third, Clark on second, Villela on first. No outs. And Mathis hits one right at the left fielder. He drifts in. We are going to have a tag. Wilson's throw, though, stops the tag. Nicely done. I think he really was thinking about it, don't you guys? And then the throw said nope. Wilson's got a little bit of a cannon. We've talked about all his other skills, but, look at that. Okay, everyone regroups. Stevens now with one out. Well, now I feel like you drift your infield back. I mean, like you now you're looking for just a double play and you end it. So let's see what happens here with the bases loaded. Stevens has singled and lined out to short. That is down the third base line and fair. That'll score Palyak. It'll score Clark. And I believe it's going to score Villela, too. The throw is not in time. It is a 3-run standing double. My goodness. We have been burned again by that same hit, Justice.
Yeah.
The down-the-line hit. It is a killer in this case as Stevens achieves second. The score is now 8-7. That was a dagger. An appreciative visiting crowd, and we appreciate them coming out to be here. They've added some liveliness to the situation, but we would love for Whirling to settle things down here. Did they bring the runner back? Wow. Okay, so Villela must be still at third. I believe I saw him score. Didn't you guys? Okay, runners at second and third. Soto's standing in, though.
Yeah, my mind's playing tricks on me right now.
Yeah, I do not understand. Okay, my fault, ladies and gentlemen. It's 8-6. Still, though, the situation not, lovely. Runners at second and third, one out. Soto stands in. That pitch is outside. 8-6, one down. Let's just focus on the hitter here. Dangerous hitter though he be. Here comes the pitch. Grounded sharply. In comes the shortstop. Nice throw to first. They traded out for a run. Barron will take it. And so that will be a ground out to short, but also an RBI is the way that gets ruled. So now Villela definitely scores. Okay. So 8-7 now with a runner at third and two down. Rape at the plate. Stevens stands at third. Check swing, fouled it back. I don't even think he meant to. Well, we have another high-scoring affair here, guys. It seems like that was just the way this weekend was destined to be. Lots of runs on the board. Could not catch the corner there. The count is even at 1-1. A lot of noise from the Salk dugout. Understandably, they're making some noise on the base paths. The count is now 1-1. Whirling with the delivery. And again, he's just off the corner. Frustrating location issues today for the left-hander. Once again, we're off the corner, and now we're at 3-1. So Rape definitely in the driver's seat now. Faulkner on deck. And that does miss low and away. So now Faulkner comes up with runners on second and third and 2 outs. The score is 8-7, your Lancers lead, but we are in the middle of a tight affair now. Faulkner has struck out and sacrifice flied for an RBI today. And the pitch. Slapped deep into center. Baker drifts back. And that will, mercifully for us, end the top of the fifth. Guys, what do you think? Talk a little bit, Justice. I'm a little worn out calling that action. 8-7 as we move into the bottom of the fifth. What do you think's going on here? How are our guys feeling?
They've got a little momentum, you can't lie, but I think, out of the 4 innings we've played, we've scored 3 of them. So I think if we could just keep that up and pair it with Jared's pitching, we'll be able to come out ahead.
Well, we do have Lutz, McLaughlin, and Garabedian as our incoming hitters. Here's some more baseball slang, guys. What about went bridge? This one was evidently invented by Dennis Eckersley, the great Oakland A's pitcher, among other teams. That's where he was most famous for. He pitched at Boston, Chicago also. Evidently, he also invented, by the way, Dennis Eckersley invented the term walk-off.
Really?
Yeah, which, of course, we all love, right?
Yeah.
A walk-off hit, walk-off homer.
As a pitcher?
As a pitcher, yeah. What about a bomb?
Yep.
We know that one, right?
Yep.
For the home run. How about a no-doubter?
Yeah, I like that
A
one.
no-doubter. Here's one I've never heard. The Oppo Taco.
Yeah.
You've heard that one?
Yep.
Where does that come from?
Opposite field, Oppo. Think it's something to rhyme, so you just pick taco.
Oppo Taco means you went the other way with it. I love it. What about a jack?
Yeah, he jacked that one, I think. Yeah,
A 3-run jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. This one's pretty obvious. We're coming in at number 13. The long ball. Reminds me of that great commercial the Braves pitchers did back in the 90s. Chicks dig the long ball. The pitchers were learning how to hit home runs. Remember that one, Blake? It's Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux. Okay, well, more on that later. Here comes Isaiah Lutz, who has, done all he can, Justice. He's singled twice. He's walked. What's a guy supposed to do? We're still only up 1 run. We need more from you, Isaiah, I think is what we're saying. Let's see if he can give it to us here. Here comes the pitch from Rodriguez, I believe is still in there. That is a throwaway pitch, literally.
Yeah.
Threw it away to make the count 1-0. The Oppo Taco, I like that one, and I'm planning on using it for the rest of my life. Whenever I see an opposite field home run, I want to remember to say that was an Oppo Taco. That ball also misses high and outside. Yes, let's get ahead in the count here. We need more runs. And the 2-0 pitch incoming. That caught the outside corner in a fairly nasty fashion, I might add, to make it 2-1. Lutz back in. He hits that high in the air. First baseman's going to drift over, though. Faulkner's got it, and so that's going to be a pop to third. He hit it pretty high, pop to first, but right at. In the wrong place. So now McLaughlin, who has hit a home run, singled and walked in this game. So he's done his job as well so far. has had a little bit of a rough day on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Some of those balls were just hammered, though. And here he is. He takes ball one high. I bet he's seen more screamers hit at him today than he has in a long time in the same game. You know what I mean? So that's a nice curveball to even the count at 1. He steps out, regathers himself a little bit. Back into the box we go. Oh, my goodness. A towering shot to right center, but playable indeed by Palyok. We've had a lot of those, haven't we? Deep fly balls, but right at somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Garabedian now stands in. Garabedian stands in. 2 down. Bottom of the 5th. 8-7 lead for the Lancers. Trying to get a little more going here. That pitch is poured in for strike 1. So perhaps Rodriguez right now is the answer for Salk. He's been money ever since they've brought him in.
Yeah.
Steve right 2, and you can hear the excitement building on the Salkehatchie side and in their dugout. I like the enthusiasm when a team has had that many losses and they're still together. That is to be valued and appreciated. That hits Garabedian. Another hit by pitch for Garabedian. We've seen.
Here we go.
Blake says he's about due. We've seen that movie before. Knuckles at the plate now. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. It starts with a single snowflake, and then it builds into a big old snowball that you throw. and now you're having a snowvalanche. Now let's see if we can get a snowvalanche here with Knuckles at the plate. Drilled but foul. I liked the cut there, but just way out in front of it. 0-1. Knuckles has singled twice and struck out once.
You should trademark that, the Snowvalanche.
The Snowvalanche. I mean, I think people would just wonder why not Avalanche, and it's because I want to particularly emphasize the snowflake. That a single snowflake comes together with a bunch of other ones. Here's the pitch, dropped in for a strike. It just starts with one small gesture, one moment of human grace. In this case, a hit by pitch. Let's see if we can keep it going now with Knuckles. The count, though, is 0-2. He's going to have to shorten things up a little bit. And now a pickoff attempt over at first. As we've noted, Garabedian will steal a base. He's got 5 or 6 of them this year, right?
Yeah.
Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a nice, you got to give it to him, piece of pitching by Rodriguez. Okay, guys, that was the end of the 5th. We're moving into the top of the 6th. We'll see if we come back out with whirling. I expect we will, don't you, Justice?
Yeah.
I think we're going to go mute for just a moment, and we'll be back when Salkehatchie hits. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like it's going to be Bass facing off against the new pitcher for Lancaster. Right-handed power pitcher Hunter Overholt, as the wind is all over us here. Overholt pours one in for a strike. I'll give you a little rundown on some of his numbers. And then Justice can give some context. But Overholt on the year, 9.8 ERA, 9 walks, 13 strikeouts. So it seems like he's had a couple of rough outings, but I've also seen him give some dominant performances. Tell us a little bit about what your perspective is on the season that Overholt is having.
I mean, he's one of our more dominant pitchers. I've been able to watch him. I mean, the Florence Darlington series, he was able to provide big for us. And he's usually a calm, collected guy, but there's been a couple times where he's hyped up, and it's amazing to see.
Yeah. And so he's ahead in the count here. It seems to me that he's a power pitcher, right? Like with Whirling, we're looking at a lot of location-typed off-speed stuff.
Yeah.
Overholt, he's got the fastball, right, that he goes for.
He's got good off-speed, too, that he uses.
Okay. Ooh, that was a breaking ball there, and I believe that is strike 3, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for Bass. Gosh, we had barely introduced him and he had a strikeout. Okay, that'd be surely nice to just get some outs here.
Yeah.
Palyak will now come to the plate. Palyak has singled twice. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Calhoun turning to Overholt to just sort of steady things a little bit. Overholt with the strike, and he's just pouring pitches right into the strike zone, which is what you got to have. Also pitches with a lot of movement on them. Strike
Ooh.
2. Wow, what was that?
I think it was a fastball. I just beat him.
I mean, just had all kinds of vibration on it. Remember the Beach Boys, good vibrations? That ball had good vibrations on it. So now we're heading the count 0-2, and that is slapped foul. Palyak doing what he can to stay alive here. Palyak's had himself a series. I mean, in the last game, he got a hit, but he's already got 2 hits today. So, I mean, in this game, 3 hits overall. That is also fouled back. Overholt is throwing very well, in my opinion, right now. Looks like we have Clark on deck, awaiting Palyak's result here. That is slapped foul on the right side. Okay, 0-2 it is. Palyak doing a good job staying alive, fighting off some very difficult pitches, I would say. But the pitches do remain difficult nonetheless. Here it comes. Barely fouled off, and now Palyak getting the encouragement from his fans and from his teammates in the dugout. Guys appreciate it when a teammate stays alive, fouling pitches off. That's what you're hearing over there. Overholt thinking about it. Still ahead in the count 0-2. We already have 1 out in the inning.
Ooh, beautiful.
And it was a called strike 3. Palyak did not agree with it, but that's not going to change the umpire's mind. Beautiful piece of pitching right there after a rather protracted battle. That will bring up Clark with 2 down. Pretty caught looking, yes. Froze him at the knees. An ice cube dropped into the drink. Clark, wow, he put a charge into that one, but that's foul. Clark's got a pretty quick bat. I mean,
Yeah.
He got all over that. Let me see some numbers on this young man. He's not, he hasn't hit any home runs, but that looked like a major swing. All right, 0-1, though, is the count. It was a loud strike. Strike 2 is Overholt. I don't know, it looked like he took something off that one, didn't it?
Yeah. Might have been a changeup or something.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're heading the count 0-2, 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Overholt trying to close the door on this upper half of the 6th.
Ooh, good pitch.
Fouled off. Hopefully not someone's foot. Looks like everybody's unconcerned. Clark's holding a baseball, looks like. Oh, he's got the ball. Then he fouled off. He, had the ball. Okay. I was like, what's he doing with a baseball? This seems pretty tall, doesn't he,
Yeah.
this hitter?
He's got, a lengthy build.
The pitch from Overholt. Chopped to third. Nice play by McLaughlin there.
Beautiful.
Garabedian with the good stretch, and that'll take care. That is the kind of speed we were talking about.
Yeah.
Coach Calhoun wants. Overholt with a nice piece of pitching there. The sigh of relief as we will now move into the bottom of the sixth. What do you think about that from a pitcher's point of view?
Oh, that's beautiful, man. I mean, I'm going to be telling him about it later tonight. He's my roommate, so I'm going to be.
Oh, you and Hunter
Hey, man,
are roommates.
that's
right.
That was amazing, man.
That was a great job. All
Yeah.
right, more baseball home run slangs. What about went yard?
Okay.
Went
yeah.
yard. He went. You've never heard went yard? I've heard that one. He went yard. Come on. What about the gopher? Oh, of course.
Never heard that one.
The gopher, as in go 4 bases. It's also a gopher ball. What about a round tripper?
Never heard that one.
Round tripper. Now here's one I've never heard, but I like it. The yickety yak. I've never heard that one. Evidently, Chipper Jones made this up. Yickety means Homer. Mammo means Big Bomb. Roadrunner is Francisco. Any other questions? This was a 2012 tweet from Chipper Jones, and that sounds about right. What about a Oppo Boppo?
Oppo Boppo.
We talked about the Oppo Taco. What about the Oppo Boppo?
I like that. Oppo Boppo.
Pedro Martinez on the air one time, by the way, said, Long Ding Dong Johnson. I think he was talking about a home run. Oh, look, number 6, the Tater. Quick note, tater is only acceptable when paired with the verb mashed. Now, see, you're learning a little bit of everything here. We've talked taters, we've talked pizzas, we've talked... what else have we talked? I don't know. We'll get to it, but Wilson's coming up now. Wilson is... Smashed tater.
That's
Wilson
a good
is 0 for 2, but he was hit by a pitch and got an RBI for his trouble. Now maybe we have a little momentum, Justice. We're up 8-7. We're here we are in the middle of the sixth. Let's get some more runs here, right?
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that'll be outside for ball 1.
But he cuts you inside corner there. I don't know about that call.
Oh.
The count's even at 1-1. Wilson had a couple of hits last game in that exciting victory. And he swings and misses here. Rodriguez, got to give him credit, right?
Yeah.
He's throwing bullets. He has been a bright spot today for Salkehatchie. And they rang him up right there. Okay. So that'll bring Barron to the plate. Barron has walked twice and lined out to first. With one down, Barron comes to the plate. Fouled straight back. Nothing doing on that one. And he did not go, did he? Surely not. Okay. Let's not get carried away here. Count is 1-1. That is slapped right up the middle. Nice piece of hitting there by Barron.
Where was Where's the shortstop on that?
I think they were playing him to pull.
Huh.
Bucaletti has walked, hit into a double play, and been hit by a pitch. So, an eventful second game for Harrison. Now he's got a runner on, a speedy runner at that. Let's see what he can do with it. That is going to miss up and away. The incoming. Ooh, hit foul right at Blake's camera, but the camera was protected by the fence. So, you have to get out a measuring tape to figure out exactly where to put those? Just kind of knew where to put them. Eyeballed it. That's the talent for you right there. Blake sets these cameras up, the footage you're looking at, along the fences. It shows up a couple hours before the game, sets all this up. We're all super appreciative. I mean, really, he's our tech team for this to bring you this experience, and given a lot of hours to bring these things to you, Mr. Blake Falconberry. I'm going to bring the count to 2-1 to Bucaletti with Barron on first, and on deck is Dylan Baker. And I don't know, I guess just really, you could call it a sack grounder, right? I mean, that's what they would have called it if it was a bunt.
Yeah.
So here comes Baker, who has doubled, struck out and flied to left. So, all right. Baker, of course, had the big home run in game one, the early big home run. Swings and misses here, though. Took a big cut. Let's don't try to go outside of ourselves, We just, here we have Barron on second, a base hit,
Yeah.
would be very, very, very appreciated here in this bottom six. Villela drifting way over to second. Again, that is sharply hit to short. Long throw for Soto. It draws him off the bag. That's not going to do it. He is definitely safe. So now we turn the batting order back around, and it's going to be West with runners on first and third, Justice. I don't think people appreciate what a long throw it is from the hole and shortstop to first. Do you?
Yeah, no, that's far. Especially when your momentum's taking you away from the base.
And when you know the guy you're trying to throw out is a fast runner. I mean, that's got to affect things. And so now West with a chance to apply more pressure, yet more immense pressure here. Runners on first and third. Let's see what Mr. West can do. He chops that a mile high. It's a foul ball, though. Pretty big moment here. Bottom of the sixth, your Lancers lead. USC Salkehatchie 8-7. With Zach West at the plate. Runners at first and third. Ooh, that ball squibs away. We're going to bring Barron home.
Nice.
And that is a wild pitch. That'll score Barron. That was a much-needed run, Justice.
Yeah. One run is not a comfortable lead.
No, and so now it's a 2-run lead, and we've got Dylan Baker at second base, Barron with the score. So give Rodriguez the wild pitch there. Give West the chance to do even more damage now. I mean, now you've got a runner in scoring position, and you've already got a run on the board.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can't get more here from Mr. West. Here comes the pitch. Towering pop-up, but out of play. Near us, I think. I don't know where it landed. Okay, so the count is 1-2. Yes, digs in. He hits that hard to left field. Left fielder drifts back, though. That's going to be Clark, and he's there for the third out. So that'll finish up the sixth inning, but not before we get a run. And so now it is Lancers 9, Salkehatchie 7. And let's talk a little bit more about MUSC while we transition right here. I bet we'll see more Overholt. I'm not sure we will. Yes, we are. So, I mean, why not? He did a nice job last time. Whether you are a weekend warrior, amateur, pro, you can trust the MUSC Health Sports Medicine team with your injury and rehabilitation needs. Your USCL Lancers do. The MUSC Health Sports Management team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages and skill levels, as well as team and event consultation, athletic training, and educational programs. For more information on the new team in town, go to muschealth.org/sports. So, looks like we're going to have Villela coming to the plate here. With a one-run lead in the top of the seventh as this game just moves along. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been together for a while now. We went live at like 12:45. Here we are at 6 o'clock. We took about 30-minute break in between games, 40-minute break. A real pleasure having you guys here with us today. We do so appreciate you. And I loved the fact that when I've gone out and mingled around the crowd a little bit, so many parents from out of town, I really want to thank you all, just for all you do to support the student athletes and the school, USCL. And we're just so proud to, be able to give you these games. That's what it's all about. It's why we're doing it, really. People really want to see these games, hear these games, can't quite get here all the time. So we're doing this for fun and also, to shout out to you guys. So please share our channel as Villela slaps one. That's going to be a fair ball, I believe. Long throw from McLaughlin. Garabedian with the tag. Got him. That was a great play. McLaughlin's throw, I think, took Garabedian a little bit off the bag, but Garabedian with the long body, the long reach, that was impressive. Nice. If you're watching this on YouTube later, maybe rewind that play. Watch it again. I think you'll enjoy that. I think we have Mathis now at the plate with one down. Mathis drills one foul down the left field line. He's flied out to left twice today and hit into a double play. Overholt caught a break there, really. I mean, that could have easily been, a problem. But great play by Garabedian to save the day there. Ball is hit sharply. This time, Isaiah Lutz is there. Easy, smooth throw to Garabedian for the second out of the inning. Feels to me, Justice will be back with us in a moment. We'll check with him on this, but it just feels to me like Lutz has had a lot of chances today, and he's come through every time. Just a very smooth second baseman. The combination of him and Barron we've talked about before we enjoy. Stevens will be the hitter now, and he has had a fairly big day, ladies and gentlemen, with a 3-run double as well as a single. So Stevens has had some action, but Overholt's trying to end this top of the seventh as quickly as he started it. That would be nice. It would make me happy. I know that. Let's see what happens. The pitch squirts away. 1-0. Okay, so 1-0 count. Overholt sets up. Stevens is ready. Sharply grounded, but right at Barron, who makes a beautiful throw. And that's it, just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's what I like to see. Anyway, as I was saying, before the great defense so rudely interrupted me. share the YouTube page, subscribe to it. It's relatively new, like this effort to build our YouTube athletic streaming. We also, Blake, we put our commencement on there. We have another commencement coming up very soon. It'll be usually clocks in around the first Saturday of May, May 3rd. Yeah, so that'll be streamed on YouTube as well. And we're just using that channel more. And we sure do appreciate those of you who are coming to it, sharing it, looking at it. At the same time, remembering that our Facebook page is just public access, liking that, following that is a good way to stay up on not just the adventures of your USC Lancaster baseball team, but our entire athletics program, including activities that blend into academics and culture, and just events on campus. So keep your eye on all that stuff. It does look like they're staying with Rodriguez. It's hard for me to tell, but I believe that's right.
Yep.
And we, meanwhile, are going to come back with it looks like Lutz, McLaughlin, and Garabedian, right? I mean, it just feels like that we're saying that a lot, but there's just been a lot of runs scored, so.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wanted to wrap up the slang. Okay, so the tater, though, we talked about that.
It's a good one.
What about a genre?
Genre.
The most common Spanish term for genre. The most common Spanish term for a home run. This one is loads of fun to say, though we'd accept quadrangular. Quadrangular for a home run. Number 4, moonshot.
Moonshot.
I like the moonshot. I've heard that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Number 2, of course, the dinger.
Yep.
A classic for reason. Short, sweet, with all the important hard D sound at the start. Okay, we'll do number 1 later, but right now, Lutz stands in with our score 8-7 as we move into the bottom half of inning number 7, and that is fouled away immediatement. The count is 0-1. I do not blame Salk for staying with Rodriguez, although we did touch him up a little bit last time.
Yeah.
I think they're going to rule that a ball. Yeah, 1-1. It certainly did not look like a strike to moi. The count is 1-1. The delivery from Rodriguez. Lutz stands in. That's a beautiful pitch for a strike. Lutz has 2 hits, a walk, and a pop to third. So 2 for 3 on the day. Let's see what happens here. Nicely hit up the middle for a base hit. Lutz is on fire today, Justice.
Yeah.
Like to see it?
3 for 4 this game with 3 singles and a walk.
That's right.
It's impressive.
Now here comes McLaughlin, who has homered, singled, and walked. He's had some adventures at third base today. A pretty exciting play that, when you stepped out for a second where he made a great stop and then his throw was a little off the line, but Garabedian saved it with the stretch and the tag. Here's McLaughlin now with a chance to do some damage, and he takes ball 1. I mean, he's already done damage, a chance to do more damage with Lutz on first and no outs. I'd like a moonshot. A Young John.
Young John.
Yeah. A poke. A dinger. A tater. A mashed tater. Oh, he's a little check swinger, but my goodness, that ball is just dribbling around. They will get the out. But, again, as good as a bunt, right? Moves the runner over.
It works.
So now Lutz at second for Garabedian. Garabedian has been hit by a pitch, doubled, reached on an error, and grounded out. So an adventuresome sort of box score for Garabedian on this day. Let's see if we can't bring that runner home. The score is 9-7 in the bottom of the 7th. Your Lancers with the lead. And here comes the pitch. That catches the outside corner for strike number 1. Oh, he hits that one hard, but right at Villela. And the ball gets away, though. It's a bad throw, and we're just going to go ahead and bring Lutz all the way home. No, or are we? Dun, dun, dun. Do the rules say he can't go all the way around? Did he score? What happened there?
Oh, yeah, I think Luke was just giving his gear to the coach. That's what confused me.
Okay. So really, is it a throwing error or a field or a first baseman error?
Throwing error.
Okay, so we're going to call it E6, E4. Either way, Lutz scores. His third run of the game, by the way. And Garabedian has just stolen third.
Nice.
We were talking about him on the bases earlier, weren't we?
Yeah.
That's going to be like his sixth stolen base on the season, unless I don't think he's had one today. So I think it's number 6. So now Knuckles,
6 or 7, yeah, that's impressive.
yeah, Knuckles with a runner on third, and 1 out. Let's see what happens here. Brady with the lofted ball in the left field, and it's, I guess, foul. I lost complete sight of that ball. But the left fielder never seemed concerned. So, Clark didn't seem concerned. So, okay, that's a loud strike then. A 1-1 for Knuckles.
Oh, this is actually going to be Chaz Welch. I just noticed.
Oh, are we pinch hitting here?
I guess, yeah.
Yes, Chaz Welch. Thank you. Okay, I was just, okay.
I thought the same thing. It was Knuckles.
Well, no, it's just we're pinch hitting here.
Yeah.
So we've got Welch up now. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Garabedian lurks on third. We're up 10-7. We're partying like it's 1999. That ball misses up top. Top floor. 3-1. So hitters count now for Mr. Welch. We've seen Welch drive one out of the park before, so. And he walks there. The last time we called a game, he hit one like 5 miles. Okay, now it looks like we're going to get Barshaw also. Okay, we haven't seen Barshaw today. But, boy, we've seen him produce.
Oh, yeah.
And so Jonathan happy to get in the game, I think, here. Runners on first and third. Jonathan Barshaw comes in with a .333 batting average, a .377 on base percentage, and 3 dingers on the year. So let's see what Jonathan does here with runners at the corners, and still only 1 out. Takes a strike there. This has been a rather long experience for Rodriguez this inning.
Yeah.
This is moving him up to pitch number 48 now. So let us see what Jonathan Barshaw does. And he slams one foul off the ground. Boy, when he gets a hold of one, it goes a long way, doesn't it? Haven't you said that, like, he's got some of the biggest pop in the practice?
Oh, yeah.
And, we've seen him go long here from the booth before. So let's see if we can't get something out of Mr. Barshaw here. And that misses up top. Top floor. The count is now 1-2 to Barshaw. That also misses. So the umpire looks away. And the count, I believe, just moved even, right, to 2-2. Nice work battling back for Barshaw here. Runners remain at the corners. You've got Garabedian at third, Welch at first. 1 down. Top floor again. The count is now full. Nice at bat by Barshaw here after going down 0-2. Battles back to fill the count. Rodriguez about to deliver. It is hammered up the middle, base hit. That's going to score another run. It's going to be 11-7 as Garabedian strolls home as if he owns the joint. And so that is a base hit. That's going to be runners at first and second. So Barshaw comes in, snares himself an RBI. Garabedian scores his second run of the day. And now I believe we're looking at Barron. No more pinch hitters. So Barron comes to the plate with Welch at second, Barshaw at first, both of him. Coach Calhoun pushing buttons, pulling levers. All of a sudden it looks like we've got a timeout here.
No pitching change.
Pitching change maybe. Yeah, we're going to have a pitching change. But isn't that's got to feel good when you bring up two pinch hitters and they both produce. Makes you feel like you made an impact with your moves that you made.
Makes you feel like a genius.
Yeah, it makes you feel like a genius. Yeah, we've called him a riverboat gambler before. Barron's going to come up now, but it looks like he's going to have to wait just a minute because Rodriguez is going to come out, and he deservedly gets a hand. He did, that's right, pitch a whale of a game, even though he gave up some runs, like compared to what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know, he came back in and closed the door and gave Salk a chance to fight back. So now, in a true slugfest, 11-7, and we're only in the seventh. And we're a little worn down, but we're excited too, and we're hoping to get more. I'm going to step away for just a moment and let Justice carry you here into Mr. Barron. The Red Baron will be batting when the pitcher comes back, and I'll be back shortly.
Now up to bat for the Lancers is number 14, Caden Barron. Salkehatchie with the substitution on their own of, let's get his number. And that pitch will be outside for ball one. So pitching for Salkehatchie is Cameron Wines. Caden will hit that on the ground to shortstop. And he'll be called safe at second off the bag. So bases loaded. And that'll bring up Harrison Bucaletti. And that'll be hit to right field. And it'll be caught, but not before bringing in the run and advancing the runner from second to third. So a sack fly from Harrison Bucaletti that'll now make the score 12-7. Now to bat for the Lancers is Dylan Baker. And that'll be fouled for a 1 count. Dylan Baker's had himself quite a day, robbing a home run, hitting a double. He's done it all. And that'll bounce for ball number 2. Good block by the catcher to prevent the run from scoring. The runner will take off for second, and the catcher will not throw down. So now runners are on second and third for Dylan Baker. They are going to say that pitch was a strike, though. So now we have a 1-2 count. And that'll bounce low for now making the count 2-2. And that'll bounce in, now making the count full. So now we have a full count with Dylan Baker up to bat. And that'll be a ball outside with Dylan with a walk. So now with the bases loaded, up to bat will be Zach West. The first pitch will be called outside for ball 1. That'll drop in for a strike, bringing the count to now 1-1. Ooh, they'll call that a strike. Now the count is 1-2 for Zach West.
He's got bases juiced.
And that'll end the inning.
All right. I just rejoined you guys. I was sort of watching from the field level. Nicely done, Justice. What do you think? We're up 12-7. Makes you feel a little better, a little more secure about what's happening here?
Oh, yeah.
We're up 5. We're getting ready to move into the 8th. Think we're going to come back with Overholt again?
Yeah, it looks like we will.
I like it. I mean, he's been doing his job. He's been holding down the fort, as they say.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, you guys didn't forget, did you? The number 1 ESPN slang for home run. The big fly.
Really?
Surprisingly simple, but two words that absolutely sing, so says ESPN when placed together. A perfect piece of baseball slang, the only thing that feels fitting after watching, say, Jim Tomei send one 511 feet. So that website I was sharing with you guys, like a lot of times they'll follow up like with a video of somebody hitting a home run and an announcer saying, oh, it's a tater, or oh, it's a dinger, or a big fly. It feels to me, Justice, like big fly is more millennial or Gen Z. Like, I don't remember, like, I'm Gen X, right? Like a lot of the parents of these players, I think. Right? That sound about right? Your parents are Gen X, something like that, that area?
Yeah.
And it just feels to me like, you know, Gen X didn't use big fly. Like, I don't think that the announcers that were older than us when I was your age were using big fly. I think that maybe Gen X announcers started it. Like, people might, I do not know, but I think maybe it's like generation that came after.
I think it's safe to say we can take credit for Apo Taco, though.
Apo Taco is nice. Now, Soto's going to stand in here with USCL down 12-7. Soto has had himself a whale. That's right, a whale of a game in a series.
Ooh, got some zip to it.
But that pitch was nasty. But it was called high, I guess, for ball one. The crowd is very boisterous down there, and I just hope, and that is taken high for ball two, that in 2 weeks for the Sumter Series, I implore, I plead, I appeal to you to come out and join the fun out here at Doomsday Corner. I see Blake down there taking in some action at field level too. It's really fun to just go down there and be part of the crowd and see the action from that view. Don't you think, Justice? You're down there among the crowd. It just feels a little different as the count now moves.
Yeah, a lot of
2-1.
families and parents and everything. Just a really nice environment.
Yeah, the chatter as they talk up their players, encourage each other. That's a swing and a miss for strike two. It's just a very good environment, and I love. I mean, Salk again, not a 5-minute drive by any stretch. A lot of children out there. I see, little kids throwing softballs around, footballs. A festive environment all the way around down here. Ooh, and that is. Was the batter hit, or did it just chase him back, Justice?
You could just chase them back a little bit.
Okay, so it certainly missed the strike zone. So now we're at 3-2. I don't understand what's happening here. Something about a jersey coming off. Maybe they felt like he was affecting the pitcher's visibility?
I guess.
That was the strangest thing I've seen in a long time. They told the guy that was filming the action to take off his Salkehatchie jersey. Maybe because he was standing behind the plate and presenting red? Like, I do not know.
Yes.
That rings up Soto. Maybe, Justice,
Beautiful.
This is the kind of thing, I know it'll be a couple of weeks, but maybe you can sleuth around, like, after the game and figure out what happened with that young man's jersey, like, why they told him to take it off. Okay. Nonetheless, that was a beautiful strikeout by Overholt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now he's just pouring in strikes. And maybe invigorated by those runs that we just picked up, those 3 runs.
I was actually just informed that his fastball is he's sitting low 80s right now, so 83 to 85.
Okay, so 83 to 85 mile an hour fastball. Very impressive. That one misses up. We were just talking about how you were taking in the sort of field level view. Feels kind of nice down there, doesn't it? Yeah. It's a beautiful day out there, and so now the count is 1-1 as Overholt continues to look sharp. Ooh, but boy, he will come inside on you, won't he? I mean, that was some cream cheese on a hot dog right there. A little throwback to the first game. Do you still remain unsure about cream cheese on a hot dog, Justice?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't try it.
I mean, you know how people talk about being an adventurous eater? What would you say is the most adventurous thing you've ever tried, as that ball also misses inside?
Ooh, maybe oysters.
Oysters?
Something I know I wouldn't like, just the consistency.
How did you have them? Were they fried? Were they raw? Were they broiled?
Straight out the ocean in Mexico.
Straight out the ocean in Mexico. Did you at least put some lemon up on
Yep,
those
we
things?
put some lime juice and some Tabasco. Yep.
You just got them out of the ocean, opened them, and slurped them.
Yep.
Is that what happened?
That's exactly
That's
what
that
happened.
sounds kind of romantic, though. You're on a Mexican beach. Was it with friends? Was it with family?
With my family.
Awesome. You know, I consider that to be Did you trap them yourself?
Oh, no.
That's also fouled straight back. I believe that's going to run the count full. Yeah, it doesn't get much more adventurous than that, in my opinion. Although I remember one time being at a Chinese restaurant in Boston where we ordered the jellyfish. And the server was a little surprised at us for trying that. This popped straight up. In comes McLaughlin, drifting in, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
How does one eat a jellyfish?
I mean, they fried that thing.
Interesting.
It was an appetizer, you guys. And it was very strange.
What did it taste like?
Chicken.
Chicken.
Ha ha! Ha ha! Y'all knew I was going to say that, but it's true. Calamari. Now, see, calamari, it's like, yeah, you know, I like calamari too, but let's be honest. The flavor is all coming from the breading and the
Yeah.
marinara. It's like, really, you could just be eating rubber. Here comes, sorry for those of you who, here comes Faulkner to the plate. I just, calamari is one of those things I'll eat, but, like, if I'm going to eat an Italian appetizer, I'd much rather have, like, the caprese, the bread with the mozzarella and
Ooh, that sounds good.
the basil and, that kind of stuff. Or even, like, if we're going to eat meat, as that's fouled back, mussels. I enjoy a bowl full of mussels
Do they
with some
have
spicy sauces, if it, like an Italian style,
What's the taste on a mussel?
I mean, they're not that different from other shellfish, really, right?
Okay.
If they're cooked well, they have that. I don't know, somewhat. What's the consistency we would call it? What would you call the consistency of an oyster?
Squishy.
Squishy, yes. A mussel.
You don't chew an oyster, you just swallow. I think you just swallow.
Yeah, and a
Yeah.
mussel is a little bit on the squishy, swallow that sucker side too. And what you do is you soak it up in marinara hot sauce. By the way, as that is lined once again down the left field line, Salk has worn that out. Faulkner, not the author, but the player, with a stand-up double. They also put mussels in a lot. Have you never had a mussel?
I think I have in pasta before.
Yeah. So, like, Spanish dish, paella, one of the famous Spanish dishes, right? If you get it like an authentic paella, that'll come with sausage and chicken and shrimp, and a lot of times, yes, you guessed it, mussels. As let's see, is this bass? I believe this is bass now.
How many outs?
2 outs, 12-7 Lancers lead, top of the 8th. We're out here talking about food again. We already had lunch, but we're hungry again, I guess. Strike one. What about you, Blake? I'll translate for you if people don't hear. What's the most adventurous thing you ever remember trying?
Probably oysters.
But Blake says oysters as well. I know that it's a little bit of a transition for you guys out there in listener land. You're on YouTube.
Oh, we got him.
Did he get him? Oh, they're in a pickle. It's a pickle. Tag him. The tag is made. We're just going to cross an X over. That's going to end it. Overholt
Yeah.
leaves in triumph.
Beautiful.
Beautifully done indeed. What do you say about Overholt's performance, Justice?
I'll say this. Yeah, Hunter!
Oh,
Sorry,
Justice,
I had to do it for my roommate.
Justice
I
leans out
apologize.
the window and yells at Hunter Overholt. They are roommates, and I love to see that. Is he, because his ERA is a little on the high side, it feels like he's had games where he's been dominant, but he must have gotten rocked once or something.
Yeah.
As his roommate, like, clearly he has great stuff. Clearly Calhoun has big plans for him, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him commit to a big school soon. Does he take it hard when things aren't going his way? Like, because right now he's just looking awfully good.
He'll never be too angry or, throw something. But,
Yeah.
when he has a bad performance, it'll get to him a little bit. But he does a great job of being disciplined and kind of mature about it. And
We've got some guys with some great stuff. Wilkes Dent, the ball just seems to come off his arm differently. Whirling, we've talked about. It wasn't his best day.
Yep.
But Whirling, definitely, the ball has natural movement, just like sort of God put a lightning bolt in his arm. Same with C.J. Lincoln, really. But for my money, for games I've seen here at lovely Doomsday Corner, I mean, so far, I would put Hunter up against, everyone in terms of just natural stuff.
Yeah.
Like coming off the ball coming out of the hand, the difficulty of doing something with that ball once it's been released. Yeah, I would say that he's up there with anybody.
Yeah, he's got great stuff.
And because I stepped away, I'm not sure where we were. I think I lost count. Who do you have coming up next so I can get back together with my score sheet?
Let's see.
Is it going to be
I think we're at the
Barron? Is it going to be – it looks like it's Lutz.
Yeah, I think we're at the top. Yep, because Baker was the last out, so yep.
Or West must have been the last out.
Yeah.
Because Lutz hits after West.
Okay, yeah.
Looks like it's going to be –
my mistake.
Looks like it's Isaiah right now. Well, mine too, because I lost track entirely. Well, to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, we've been here on air since 12:45. And, how many runs did we score in the first game? 12?
I think something like that,
We've
yeah.
scored another 12 so far here. We're 24 runs in. It's easy to lose track, but this will indeed be Lutz. And that ball is inside. Looks like the pitcher here is number 42. Is that right?
Yep. Cameron Wines.
Cameron Wines with a 2.45 ERA, 4 appearances overall. The thing about paella, though, is it's not a pasta dish. It's a rice dish, like a yellow rice dish, if you get a good paella.
Is there a sauce?
There is some kind of a sauce, but that varies from dish to dish. But it's you want to get it at a Spanish restaurant and a good one.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll be like, okay, this is going to be a while, right? Like they make it to order. It's a big deal, an event, the paella.
Okay.
You could follow a recipe online and make your own paella, though. Is you cook some rice, cook some stuff, put it all together. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be up, high and tight, and Lutz is on. Okay, so that should bring McLaughlin to the plate. Bottom of the 8th, we're dragging ourselves roughly like a beast to the finish line. We're up 12-7. We're trying to get a little more here.
It looks like we'll have a meeting.
Looks like we're going to have what?
I think they're having a mound visit. I'm
Okay.
confused on why.
Okay. I guess they're going to talk about how to deal with McLaughlin. Yeah, I don't think they're pulling him. I think they're just talking, right?
They might be pulling him. I think so.
Okay. We got, yeah, they are. Okay, so he's going to come off to a round of applause, a polite one. Let's see if we can figure out what number this young man is that has come in. There, the applause for
Number 16.
It's number 16 that's coming in. So that was Cameron Wines, and now we're looking, ladies and gentlemen, at Ellie Perrin. Okay, so Perrin's going to be coming in. Left-handed pitcher, looks like, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And he's going to get his warm-up licks. And then we're going to get our licks with Lutz already on. And our 3 and 4 and 5 hitters. Looks like it's going to be McLaughlin, Garabedian, and then Welch, who came in for Brady Knuckles. Y'all are a young team, but wow, the talent is there. And I mean, it almost feels like, well, if we can just convince all you guys to come back.
Yeah.
And then continue to build with the recruitment.
Yeah, that's the tough part of 2-year schools is you don't get the advantage of being together for 4, maybe 5 years. You only have 2.
Right. You have to cook it instantly.
Yep.
Now, if you're freshman heavy like this team, it does give you a little time. It makes you say, okay, we're doing pretty good right now, but boy, if we can just keep this core together, and maybe we recruit a little bit extra, maybe we can be even more dangerous down the road, right? I mean, it's tough. It's tough to be a manager at a school like this from Calhoun's perspective, and I've spoken to the volleyball and soccer coaches too, and it's like even when you have a powerhouse, it kind of doesn't matter because they're all going away as quickly as you get them.
Exactly.
Also, that's got to be weird for you guys in terms of the relationships you make. What would you say about that?
Yeah, this being my first year here, it'll be weird coming back and not seeing a lot of the guys. It's going to be a little sad, but, Make the time that I have with him worth it.
Yes, and then you'll be one of the guys, even though you'll still be a freshman.
Yep.
You'll be one of the guys that some of the new guys will be looking at as a leader,
Yeah.
and that'll be fun. Here comes, okay, so now McLaughlin stands in, takes ball 1. The score is 12-7. Lancers are trying to sweep the series and move to an above 500 record within division. We're trying to move to 9-8 within division. That pitch is going to miss, and Lutz is going to swipe yet another base. He has stolen some bases today. I'm not sure how many. I bet somebody out there in listener land knows. If you do, just pop that comment on Facebook, just like everything else. We'd love to see some comments on the Facebook page. You got to toggle. Obviously, you're on the YouTube. The YouTube isn't as easily commentable. We get that. But we're looking at both. Blake and I are always looking at that, thinking about ways to increase everybody's experience. Grab eyeballs, build traffic. McLaughlin takes one low there. And your feedback is the most important part of that. Those of you that are listening, what you like, what you'd like to see more of. That's what we're into here. McLaughlin awaits. Lefty on lefty here. And that is going to be ball 4, ladies and gentlemen. Good piece of plate appearancing there. Okay, Garabedian, and I know I lost track a little bit, but it looks like he's reached on a couple of errors, been hit by a pitch and doubled. So he's just had a day. He's officially listed as 1 for 4, but that hardly tells the story. Let's see if he can do some damage to really ice things here, Justice. Would you say that he struggles against left-handed pitching, or would you say he kind of doesn't care and it's about the same?
Honestly, he works at it a lot after practice, so I don't think it's something that bothers him.
I mean, his on-base percentage and batting average suggests that, nothing really bothers him that much.
Yeah.
Ooh, he was almost hit again there. That ball drifts in, and now what are we talking about? 2-0.
I think he's already filled his quota, right? He's got hit, right?
He's been hit by a pitch today. Well, only once in 2 games. That feels low. I mean, I don't know. Not that I would hope for such a thing. That base hit would be money right here, though. That is a nice pitch there from Perrin to move things to 2-1. You can see Soto trying to sneak in behind Lutz. I don't believe that's going to work as far as pickoff business. Garabedian slaps that foul. They're even laughing with each other a little bit. You can see these, because they're both middle infielders. They know the game, the little, if I sneak behind you and the pitcher throws it, but everybody knows what's up. Here comes the pitch. Garabedian with another foul ball. And some speed on the bases with Lutz at second. So you got to feel like just even a ground ball up the middle scores you a run, right?
Yeah.
Hammered right up the middle, just like I asked. Oh, but Lutz will stop. So instead, we will put ducks on the pond, I guess. We'll load them up for what I believe is going to be Chaz Welch. Would I be correct in that belief?
You would.
Okay.
And another pitching visit.
No outs. No outs. Ducks on the pond. I'd love to see a big fly.
We're going to get another mound visit.
We're going to get a what?
Another mound visit.
Another mound visit.
Another one.
And is it going to be another pitching change, or is it just?
Yeah, another pitching change.
It is a changing of the guard. My goodness. So the manager really tried to not give up any more runs here. Or he's just saying, I want to take a look at a bunch of my guys since, the wheels might be coming off anyway. I found a nice little, let me see if I got it still. In honor of opening day, here's a poem The Poetry Foundation. A lot of the poems I teach in English 101 I get from the Poetry Foundation, and they've got a whole section on baseball that I love. Here's a poem from Tom Clark that was published in 2006 that you can find on Poetry Foundation called Baseball and Classicism. I'm going to try to perform this poem a little bit here. Every day I peruse the box score for hours. Sometimes I wonder why I do it, since I'm not going to take a test on it, and no one is going to give me money. The pleasure's something like that of codes, of deciphering an ancient alphabet, say, so as brightly to picture eyes Eurydice in the Elysian fields on her perfect day. The day she went 5 for 5 against Vic Rashi. So there you go. Baseball and classicism. But if you type that in and throw it into type in baseball and poetry, and you get the Poetry Foundation, none of you will be shocked to know that the very first poem that's going to come up is Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. Have you ever heard of Casey at the Bat before,
I have
Justice? Oh, man. I recommend you read Casey at the Bat. See, sometimes I teach it in English 101.
And this is poetry, right?
It is poetry. Very famous final lines. Somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Dun,
That's a
dun,
good
dun.
one.
It's a killer, yes. There is no joy in Mudville. Anyway, bases are going to be loaded for Mr. Welch. Read Casey at the Bat. Read all the Poetry Foundation's baseball poems. It's fun. And Welch with a chance here to really open things up. We're already up by 5. Welch has a little pop to his bat, as we've seen before. Looks like the West is going to be the pitcher now for Salk. That's ball, right?
Yep.
Taken outside. Owen West. Okay, let's see what Mr. West has got here. Right-handed hurler. Two and 0. Amazingly, ladies and gentlemen, shockingly perhaps, there are still no outs.
Wow.
I mean, I guess because of all the pitching changes.
Yeah.
Dribbled to the right side. It's going to be bobbled, and it ain't happening.
You're going to say he was safe? Yeah.
I believe he was. I'm just so tired right now. I'm trying to figure out. Like, it's going to be an E4. I guarantee it, you guys. But it doesn't matter. It's going to give Isaiah Lutz his either 4th or 5th run of the day. I've lost count. Bases remain loaded for Jonathan Barshaw. We got McLaughlin on 3rd, Garabedian on 2nd, and Mr. Welch on 1st. 13-7 is the score. Are we looking for more? This could be the moment where we, make it real out of hand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if
a grand slam would end it.
Yeah.
Barshaw would be happy about that. I'm sure he would not mind it. Not one bit.
I would even buy him Chick-fil-A.
Would you buy him Chick-fil-A?
I think
I'm
I
gonna
would.
tell him you said that because I've taught him in a class before, so he knows 2 classes actually. Here comes the pitch. He didn't like the looks of that. That was up high and tight. 1-0. It looks like we've got Mr. Barron on deck. So 13-7, your Noble Lancers leading in a commanding position. That ball curves in for a strike. That was a pretty pitch by West there to move the count to 2-1. Oh dear. Oh, Aunt
And he
Minnie.
does it.
Open the window, Aunt Minnie. There she goes. It's a big fly. It's a tater.
That's a
It's
tater.
a dinger.
Somebody's getting Chick-fil-A tonight.
It's a gopher. Justice has promised Jonathan Barshaw on air. I want some of you who are listening to immediately blow up Justice's phone and Jonathan's and mine if you have it. because Justice will be buying Chick-fil-A for Jonathan Barshaw is going to come all the way around the bases. Let's see if we can get a camera view of the celebration at the plate. It is now going to be golly gee willikers, 17-7. And even in the booth, I gotta give a gentleman's golf clap for that. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we have reached, as they used to say on the pro wrestling show, we're out of time. We gotta go. But before we go, let's wrap things up. An absolute offensive onslaught. Barshaw with the big bomb at the end. We saw home runs by McLaughlin, big fly. Dylan Baker, Isaiah Lutz was on base all freaking day. I feel like I said his name 1,000 times. Defensive work by he and Barron and Garabedian. The great catch by Baker in center in the first game. Celebratory mood up here in the booth. And we have sure enjoyed and appreciated you guys being here with us. And by the way, Salkehatchie, very young team, and I thought they played with a lot of courage and guts today. They just kept battling in both games, really.
Yeah.
And I believe that what we're going to see is a program on the rise with them. This is a tough division where the big fish eat the little fish, and that's just how it works. Justice, your takeaway before you go by Jonathan is Chick-fil-A. And also, by the way, give your roommate some serious dap because Overholt, in some ways, maybe was the MVP of the second game. Like, he just came in and closed the door. So what do you got to say for yourself?
I mean, great job all around by the Lancers. And like I said, I'll be buying Chick-fil-A for that Grand Slam. That was beautiful. A great way to cap off a beautiful day and bringing us a win over 500, which will help us in the region.
We are 1 over 500 in Region 10 play, and boy, that felt good to say after the uphill climb. Coach Calhoun's been preaching it all year: growth, unity, and we're getting it now. And anyway, we just appreciate you guys so much. And as always, just want to give a huge word of thanks to Blake. I mean, I can't get him to put the headset on; he's not interested in that. But he knows, that we're here talking about him. He talks to us. I think he's enjoying himself. I hope he is, but. His efforts are bringing these games to people all over the place, and it's been a real joy to get to know him a little bit more. Our kids know each other, full disclosure, families know each other a little bit, but I've never really worked with Blake. Like, he's a different kind of element of the campus than me. This has been a pleasure, and I think, too, getting to work with you, Justice, and with Verinia has been a little bit new for both of us, just this side of engaging students. You've been a real pleasure. Thank you, Justice, once again for spending this time with us on this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys having me and being able to commentate. It's a great opportunity for me.
And you just keep getting better. And in 2 weeks, we're going to be here for 3 games, we think. And hopefully we'll have Miss Delgado as well, and maybe even some other treats. I might plan a surprise or two just to add a little bit more. So this is Nick Lawrence signing off. Justice, take us home.
I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed night, and I'll see you guys soon.